free our circle from all that's stressed. We trust the guardians, trust the guides, trust the open and what's inside. When the moon is high, it's time to fly. Open your mind, let it all unwind. Let's get disengaged, time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged. When you feel like you've had enough and the week was busy and tough, you need a break, you need some fun, you need to take time from the run. We'll blow your mind, we're just in time. Seek and ye shall find. Time to unwind, let's get disenraged. Time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged. Aliens, ghosts, spirits and shadows, spirituality, ultra reality, the Bible, the pagans, all the conspiracies, tarot, astrology, and alternate history. Open your heart to other possibilities and get disenraged. Time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged, 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 disenraged.
Jennifer, we're back. It's been
Oh my god!
four fucking ever.
Oh,
We're back. We're back.
Here we are.
We took a hiatus during anti-ice peak organizing, and now that things have started to calm down, although they may go back up again, we are bringing back DISENRAGE. Are you excited to be back on the internet with me, Jennifer?
I am super stoked. Friend of us, Nick, sent me a message. He goes, "You realize the last DISENRAGE was episode 73 on the 30th of December. It was Ozzy Osbourne's channeling."
Yep. So we
And
took
I
a
was
2-month hiatus.
2 months. Yeah. I needed it though, man. I had so much to do. As you can see,
Yeah, it looks
everything
completely
is
new. Everything is painted.
new carpet, new paint. Like, we're getting ready. This house is going on the market on Thursday. Send
That's great.
vibes. I need good vibes because we gotta sell this house, or we're gonna be stuck here. And we just found out our property taxes are going up by 35%.
That's
in June.
fucking insane, actually. That's fucking like fuck Colorado. Like, seriously.
I know. I'm done. I'm kind of having that cold feet feeling because it feels like it's a reality now. This is go time. But
Yeah.
also fuck the state. Fuck Polis. I'm so over it. And just we've too much hardship. And in 2 more years, he's raising it another 5%. The plan is to raise it 40% by 2028.
That's actually insane. Like, so you're getting at, like, listen, it's all you know how this works out. Everything works out in its own best time, even if it's not the timing you want it to work out in. It all works out in its own best time, and the universe is going to conspire to get you the fuck out of Colorado, and it's going to be awesome.
I think it's gonna be totally fine. I'm feeling really good. There's no other houses for sale in our neighborhood right now. Last time we did this, there were 5 others. So
there you go.
Yeah,
already a better situation.
I think
Nick
so.
Nick says, sending good vibes for a quick sell to the East Coast. Indeed. Well, Jennifer, I have very important news. I have amassed quite a sunglasses collection since the last time it's a little bit it's a little bit of a problem if I'm being honest. I might have bought like 12 new pairs of sunglasses in like the last week because I found this new show on Whatnot that has all these fucking amazing vintage sunglasses. He's got like vintage Dior sunglasses, like the big fuck off, like, and you know how much I love those. You know that. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
so I got all these, like, they're getting shipped to me in a box right now. I even got a pair of Fabergé
Stop it.
glasses. Yes.
That
Yes.
is the bougiest thing I've ever heard.
I know. I saw them and I was like, this is actually fucking crazy. And I was the only one that swiped for them. And I was like, I had to. They got he put blue lenses in them. They're Fabergé fucking like lenses.
Are they in your possession now, or they're on the way?
They're on the way. But I do have a great pair of sunglasses, and I thought these were vintage, but they're not. They're only actually from a couple years ago. I got these Gucci sunglasses, and they come in a velvet case, and they're so nice. And I use them. These are, we're gonna call these the Willy Wonka sunglasses.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Aren't they the best?
That is amazing. You know what? Hold on, I've got something to show you too. Give me one sec.
Yeah. I'm gonna have the best sunglasses collection on the internet. Yeah, if Elton John was he actually had the guy that does these sunglasses, he actually had an Elton John show the other night on Whatnot where he dressed up. He actually owns the sequin Elton John baseball uniform. He bought it at an auction for like 20,000. This guy's like really fucking wealthy, and he knows all these like hip hop artists, and he does all the sunglasses for Kim Kardashian and blah, blah, all this like fancy fucking like whatever celebrity bullshit. But he actually the other night on Whatnot, he wore the Elton John sparkle baseball outfit, including the hat, and he did a whole fucking Elton John show. I was like, this guy rules. Like, I don't even care. Like, he seems like kind of a leftist, but like, I don't even care. He's Jewish too. His name's Corey Shapiro. I was like, of course he's fucking Jewish, but he's also Canadian. So like, what? I'm like, I'll excuse it. Like, whatever. He's got the best sunglass collection in the fucking world, and so we're gonna play nicely on this particular occasion.
You know, when Elton John, I think that was his concert at Fenway Park, was it not? I'm not sure. But he was so drunk and high at that concert. It was slightly unpretty, but okay. So I found out that, so I went in to get my eyes checked for the first time in a couple years.
Oh, no.
I found out that because I thought, okay, my prescription is pretty icky. I've always had bad eyes. Well, my eyes are great, but they don't focus good. So I have implanted contact lenses inside my eyeballs, plus they did then LASIK over the top of it. And I'm like, I'm going to get my LASIK judged. So I went in and they said, well, we can't do your LASIK because you're starting to get little cataracts on the outside of your natural lens. And they don't know if my prescription change is due to those or if it's due to my eyeballs changing. So they're like, give it a few years. And, you know, once you start going blind and you need cataract surgery, and I was like, oh, this is a great plan. I love this plan. But in the meantime, I got a pair of driving glasses.
Those aren't bad.
Are they cute?
They've got little cat eyes.
Yeah, I'm loving these. And this is the coolest thing. I know this is not new for some of you, but this was new to me because I haven't bought glasses in almost 15 years. So here are the sunglasses.
Oh, you got the little magnets. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. They used to be the flip up, and now they're the magnets. Yep.
I remember those like the big clips and shit, you know. And this is so slick. I'm like, oh, I need these. It's that or 2 pairs of glasses, you know, because I need prescription sunglasses. But and the case is magnetic too, so they don't fall out.
I don't even know if I can get LASIK because I haven't even asked, because I'm quite frankly like scared to death even of the possibility of having LASIK done. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I would rather like be partially blind and have to wear prescription glasses when I drive, which is really the only time I wear prescription glasses. I'm fine with this. I don't need a fucking laser in my fucking eye.
Oh, I couldn't wait. I've been trying to get, because you understand, I've been wearing glasses since I was 7 years old. So, and back in the 80s, the glasses were not exactly what we would call fly.
Oh, I remember I got glasses in the 3rd grade. Yeah, I understand. They're the big ass fucking, like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, pink and blue tortoise shell kind of. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. It was an unkind time for glasses, and they were huge lenses and all those swirly curly Q shit on the side. And oh yeah, I get new glasses every year And I was told when I turned 16 that I was considered legally blind. And
Wow.
that means that I would have to wear, by law, some sort of eye enhancement while I drive. That's all that means. It doesn't mean I couldn't see anything, but I couldn't read street signs. That's enough. So it's actually on my driver's license.
Yeah, it is on mine too.
Yeah.
I have to wear my prescription sunglasses when or glasses in general, but I always wear sunglasses. I very rarely drive at night, so. But I've
Yeah.
gotten in the habit lately, like I haven't even worn my regular glasses in like for fucking ever. Like if I leave the house, I'm wearing sunglasses mostly, but like it's just like I don't know. I mean I just don't really need them day to day. But it's funny because I left the house the other day. And I was like, well, why not I just try wearing a pair of my like regular sunglasses? Because I have like 8,000 pairs of sunglasses. I might as well try. Let's Karlyn just try wearing them outside and let's just see how this goes.
What
And
they're for. Yeah.
I was walking through like Target or something, and I was like, it wasn't that I couldn't see, but it was just like everything was like a little bit fuzzy. And I was like, this is so different than me walking around at home without glasses. But I guess I'm so used to my home environment that like.
Sure.
I know where everything is, and it's like I'm like just very familiar with it. But if I go out into the real world, it's like a little bit weird.
Oh yeah. Well, and also you're looking further out. So if you have some far sight issues, you can see like my vision's really good in the center now. My far vision is starting to fade. So looking out across like a Walmart, it would be very blurry. In my house, it's not far enough away for me to be that worried about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got contacts when I turned 13, and I have been wearing glasses and contacts that whole time. I got so heavily picked on for being 4 eyes and all this other shit. And so by the time I didn't qualify for LASIK. Once it got cheap, I no longer qualified. So I was like, well, that figures. So, I mean, then that's when I got the implantable contact lenses and then LASIK on top for my stigmatism. But anyway, it was like a godsend. I had 9 beautiful years of clear vision with no gravel in my eyes, no lenses, no freaking glasses. It was wonderful. It was great while it lasted. But here we are again. At least I can still see older. The computer is fine. Like I have no problems with that, but
cool. Well, for people who are new, I'm just curious. 1 in the chat if you've never been to DISENRAGE before. 2 in the chat if you have watched DISENRAGE before. I'm asking just because like we haven't done DISENRAGE in a couple months, so we conceivably may have had new people here.
Wow.
So welcome if you are new and you've never done DISENRAGE before. And Rumble, I do see you guys as well. DISENRAGE is a show that Jennifer and I traditionally do on Tuesday nights, usually at 9 o'clock, but we pushed it back because of the DSA infiltration. By the way, Jennifer, the DSA announced in the middle of the call that an evil fascist was streaming them, and then they apologized to everyone and they told everyone to hide their identity, and then it was fucking great. It was like awesome. It's so worth it. It's awesome. But so that's why we had to push the show back. But usually it's on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. And this is not a show about politics. And we do not talk about politics unless absolutely necessary, or it's funny, something funny has happened, or there's nothing funny going
Jewish
on.
comes up, and then Karlyn has to go off for fun.
Yeah, and then Amalek comes. Amalek has actually joined us for episodes of DISENRAGE before to offer the perspective that he offers. Yeah. And so this is a show where we talk about spirituality. And by spirituality, I do not mean Christianity. And so if you are Christian, listen, you're welcome to be here. We welcome everyone here. You're even allowed to be Jewish and be on my channel. You are allowed to be here. However, Christians, you need to rein in your Christianity. Jennifer was raised in a Christian cult. It was very traumatic. I'm not saying all Christians are in a cult. I'm saying Jennifer specifically was raised in a Christian cult.
Literally.
It is a very traumatic experience. She's talked about it on the channel. And so she will not be proselytized to, and you damn well know I won't be proselytized to. So if you do not like the things that we are talking about, that's cool. You don't have to like them. But you also don't have to be here, and we don't have to allow you to proselytize in the chat. And I just bring this up because, occasionally, Jennifer, we have had some issues of proselytization when we are talking about spirituality. And, I think this is a good opportunity for Christians to expand their worldview beyond Jesus, to know that there are other belief systems in the world. You guys are not the only ones. And P.S. Our belief system is older than your fucking Bible. Okay, like by a lot. So we're gonna talk about things that we like to talk about, like energy and magic and aliens and tarot cards and psychicking and all of these things. And tonight, Jennifer has picked out the episode because Jennifer has learned doing DISENRAGE with me that I'm completely incompetent when it comes to picking shit out.
Yeah, I want to like caveat right off the end of that, and that just because like my spirituality, I am a high priestess in the pagan traditions. I am an omniist, garden variety pagan, but somebody else believing in something else does not invalidate your beliefs. Believe what you want to believe, and just go with grace. Follow what Jesus said, and just love everyone and be at peace. And that's where I'm at with it. Do not, if I see one Christ is king one more fucking time, I swear to God. Yeah, so Erich von Däniken, the legend of ancient aliens, the one who started it all, passed away in it was either the last week of December or the first week of January, ish. And we were going to do this that following January, and that's when all the shit hit the fan in Wisconsin. So
Minnesota.
I'm sorry, Minnesota. I keep saying Wisconsin. Wasn't there a Wisconsin one too? Am I insane?
It's everywhere. Who the fuck knows anymore?
We got it here. It's everywhere. It's kind of like COVID for dummies. But this is like a playlist of several vignettes he's done. It's really, I was trying to find a decent, just good video, and I find that sometimes he gets a little distracted easily and stuff. And I thought, let's get a nice, well-rounded view of his different points of view. Did I just send you the one link, or were there two on him?
No. Well, I think you sent me this playlist. I don't know if there's other ones, but there's a whole bunch of videos in this playlist.
Yeah, I'm trying, and I know I try to keep it. Let's see.
Did you send me something else?
No, it looks like that's the one. Yeah. So it's right. Did the Mayan calendar begin before the Mayan existed?
Yeah, that's the video that's starting, and that has it's a playlist that goes through all these other ones too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So this is a nice little, if you've never heard of him, this will take you through his mind. He is also the author of Chariots of the Gods, which blew the
Wait, one of these is 2 hours long.
No.
Yes. One of his two Chariots of the Experts reveal the truth behind Chariots of the Gods. We may need to skip the 2 hour long video, or maybe watch a little bit of it. Maybe there's a lot of other videos. We can skip the 2 hour long video.
I wonder if maybe I was trying to just send you that one, and I ended up doing the whole thing. Oh, damn it. Hang on. I clicked the wrong button because I'm amazing.
Remember, I'm a professional streamer on the internet. Jennifer is not a professional streamer actually, Jennifer is working her way up. Jennifer is now an amateur YouTuber. Can I say that? I don't mean that to be insulting, but it's more like you're like a beginner. I've been doing this a lot longer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I am a baby YouTuber. I just started my channel. I have not been able to create any new content in the last 3 weeks because we've been having to deal with all this happy horse shit. But
and just in case you're new and you don't know this, Jennifer writes erotic fiction, and her YouTube channel is to teach people to write sexy books like 50 Shades of Grey, but way better.
Oh, stop it! Blasphemy!
Jennifer, you have to use references that people understand. Okay.
Oh,
everyone knows 50 Shades of Grey. The first one was good. The second two sucked, but the first one was good. I will die on that hill.
I read the synopsis. That's fine. No, I write spicy romance, and I also coach writers of all genres, and I also help people get published on their own the correct way. We do not just write slock and then throw it up on Amazon. There are things to do that make it appropriate. That is what I do, and it is fun. And my channel focuses on writing advice and also how to write intimacy in general, because a lot of people don't know how. They get nervous, and every genre has intimacy in it. There's lots of subplots of romance in several different genres. So that's that. All right, let's just start at the beginning of these and see our way through.
Start with number one, and we just go all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really know who this guy is. I watched Ancient Aliens like once or twice, I think, but I never really got into it. It was one of those shows where I was like, you really should like this show, but then I never sat down and actually watched it because I just don't watch TV anymore. So
I've seen like almost every single episode. I'm a devotee of Georgios Tsoukalos. All hail. And I love Erich von Däniken. He is the grandfather of ancient alien theory. So yeah, we'll just start playing little clips here and see how this goes. And if it starts to suck, we'll pick one of the longer ones and
now
stick with
the
it.
Mayan calendar one is several videos in, so we should probably just start at number 1 and just see how that goes, right?
Yeah, that works.
Let's just go. Let's just start there. That looks like it might be in German, but we'll fast
Oh,
forward.
that's what it was. Some of these were in German and some are in English, so they shouldn't.
Ah, man.
But I think the German ones were later on. But if it is, then we'll just skip.
We'll just skip and we'll just go to the next one. We're professionals here.
Unsere Vorfahren meinten.
Yeah, that's German. That looks to be German as well.
Yeah, if the title's in German, maybe that's why I started on the Mayan calendar one that's in English, because the ones before it are in German. Okay. He's Swiss, actually.
India's gravity-defying machines were extraterrestrial.
Vinmanas. Yes.
Let's do that one.
India is the land of the gods.
English.
Everything is always connected together. I mean, when we hear the story of Arjuna, he was up in another spaceship. It's the same story as we hear from another part of the world, from Enoch, who was up there, who learned the language. It's all different.
We gotta do a thing on Enoch. We haven't done
mine alien.
Arjuna was the one who was up there in the cities of the sky. And he was there many times, not only one. Between his visits on the sky, he always returned to the earth. Arjuna even gives the name of his pilot. The pilot's name was Matali.
Murphy's Pool is in with a dad joke. Are you ready for a dad joke, Jennifer?
Okay.
I recently came into a bunch of money. I usually use paper towels. That's a good one for you. That's a good one for you, Jennifer. You can work that into a book, I bet.
We billionaire romance, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just right on the money. You know,
they just stuck on a huge pile of cash.
Yeah. Do you know that has been done? It has rolling around and screwing it in the money.
Why not? If you can do it.
Hell yeah, it's filthy, but I'll do it.
There are worse fetishes, I suppose.
For real.
Who brought him up there? And Arjuna describes that he saw hundreds of different vimanas up there. There were 3 cities in the firmament, not in heaven. Heaven can be a space of happiness. Heaven can be a place where we go after that. Heaven can even be the place where the gods rule. But here, the 3 cities were in the firmament. The humans observed the 3 cities in the firmament. They described them because they looked differently. Now, Arjuna was one of the humans who was up there in these 3 cities. And he describes the 3 cities. He describes the fight. And he describes that there were many, many vimanas. Every god who landed at some place, the place on earth became holy. And the humans
Indian art is so beautiful.
Happy to be visited and
it's kind of
teached
scary
by the gods.
too, though.
In honor of the gods, the humans made temples.
I think it's like the crazy eyebrow.
Always like in Maya land, Tikal.
Wait a minute. Hang on, pause.
The gods.
What?
You know, I go through the chat because I can't always read it and pay attention to you at the same time because it's further away from me. I have a huge screen. I'm going through it now and I just saw, this is gorgeous. It's not okay, golf. Nobody should owe property taxes on stolen land.
Yeah, real. No one should owe property taxes on stolen land.
Based. I just had to
so real. So
credit.
Real. So real.
Good.
So real. When the DSA caught us streaming them today, someone put in the chat, they said no one is illegal on stolen stream.
There you go.
Like checkmate, DSA. Check fucking mate.
Well done.
And that one here. In old India, it's the same situation. They constructed pyramids which are comparable to the pyramids in Central America, not comparable to the pyramids in Egypt. The pyramids in Egypt had this form of a triangle. Not the pyramids in India or the pyramids in Central America. They look like towers. And the pyramids in Egypt, they have no sculptures on it, no heads, no design, nothing. But the pyramids in India and the pyramids in Central America, they are full of heads and sculptures and chiselings and writings, etc. When I speak to Western scientists, for example, Germans or Swiss Indologists, they say, we are talking about the stories in the Veda. They say, well, it's maybe about 500 BC, not older. When I ask the same questions to Hindu professors, which know much more than our Western scientists, they are saying,
Breaking news.
Oh,
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Okay.
Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw has lost the Republican primary in Texas's 2nd congressional district. He lost the fucking primary. Dan Crenshaw got primaried.
That's this guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been slipping for a while. I liked him when he first came out, but he's been
Wow.
slipping for a while. So he's out.
That's crazy, though. That's
Wow.
crazy. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Dan Crenshaw's an asshole.
Yeah, I used to like him, but these days he's a
I mean,
well,
he had a
good.
phase when he was doing this Avengers thing. He's like real good looking. I'm not even with the eye patch actually made him better looking, if I'm being honest about it. Then he did this whole Avengers thing where he jumped out of a plane in one of his like 2020 was a good time for Dan Crenshaw,
Yeah.
and then he started to suck a lot, like
Agreed.
not in a good way.
Yeah, agree. Well, good riddance. Change the guard. Let's
Yep.
go.
Bye eye patch McCain.
at least 6,000 years in the past. It's much older than what we thought. First, the extraterrestrials, finally, they went back home. Some of the mother spaceships were destroyed. At least 2 of them we know from Archaeology. They were destroyed. One of the other mother spaceships simply disappeared because the guards, the so-called guards, they behaved themselves like today ethnologists would do. They study some group, they teach some group, they give some advice, and finally they disappear again. They don't want to die here on this planet. They run away. And the Vimanas, they take them with this. Of course, when we today, we have ethnologists with high technology. Our ethnologists, for example, they have a photo apparatus, you know, or they have maybe they have a light in their hand. They have technology, maybe they have a rifle, whatever, a weapon. So all these precise instruments, photos, light, etc., our ethnologists take back with them again. They don't leave it there. The same thing happened in the past. Their technology disappeared because they took them back with them. And even if we had some cases where some objects were left, this we are talking about 6,000 years from now. So the objects of extraterrestrials do not exist anymore. I would be glad to find an extraterrestrial hammer where I can write there, well, made on Jupiter. But we don't have something like this. All these stories are not mythologies or allegories. You know, a mythology is something which once was reality, which the following generations cannot understand. I'll give you an example. Imagine that our planet Earth would be destroyed. For whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter. And a few people would survive, let's say, somewhere in the high Andes or in Tibet. Now, what would these few humans do? They want...
Tibet is a place I would have loved to have visited at some point. And I'm sure I'm never going to get to fucking Tibet, but that would actually be real cool.
Oh, yeah. It's such a PowerPoint place for me. Like, it feels like you just could smell the spirituality there. I don't know. It's just something very sacred about it.
That the human race survive. So they make children. Now, imagine there is a father and he has his 2-year-old boys on his knees. And why? He's talking to his boys. A gigantic eagle flies over the valley. And the father says to his boy, look, my son, in my time, there were birds. They were 100 times bigger than that eagle up there in the sky. Humans were sitting in the womb, in the belly of these birds. There were little windows. The humans were looking down, and faster than an arrow, these gigantic birds were flying over the big waters. They came to a country which had houses. Their houses were so high, they were scratching the clouds. Now, one generation passes. The boy becomes a father, and he has now his boy on his knees. And again, an eagle flies over the valley. Now, what would the father say to his boy? You won't believe it, my son. Your grandfather told me once that there were birds which were 100 times bigger than that eagle up there, that humans were sitting inside the birds. So it's only 2 generations. And from the reality of our flying aircraft becomes a mythology. mythology was always a truth, not in the detail, not precise, and not in the dating, but mythology always have cores of truth. And when the ancient Indians describe flying machines, vimanas, and they describe different flying machines, that was true. They even say that there was no technology on Earth to make these flying vimanas. It was not an allegory, not just myths, just don't not happen. Myths always have a true core. All the gods in our so-called mythologies are related together. Mythology was once reality, and the different people came up with different names, but the meaning behind it is the same. For example, I know from the Maya literature, at least in the Maya, I told you the books were destroyed, but new books were written after the destruction, the so-called Chilambalam books.
Look at that fat guy.
The Maya
Oh
priests
yeah.
tell us about the destruction of the earth by a gigantic flood. But the same thing you can read within Plato. Plato is Greek.
Plato.
Now between the Maya, Central America, and Plato, Greece, 15,000 kilometers and the Atlantic Ocean. So there was no direct connection.
James Lindsay is in ancient Hindu scrolls. Like, what a revelation.
But they hand down the same story
let it go, Deborah.
because
I don't
it
know
was
what
the
to worry
same story, just written by different people. Now you never know at what time it happened. Compare it again to Christianity. In Christianity, we have an example which we say Jesus Christ was living in Jerusalem, and we can date Jerusalem more or less 2,000 years in the past. We can even make clear the location. Jerusalem is in today's land of Israel. Now, the message of Jesus went out over the planet, and maybe 1,000 years after Jesus, in Africa, a tribe hears for the first time about Jesus' messages, and now they start to paint and to construct a church in honor of Jesus. It's the same thing in old India. Once these gods were a reality, they were extraterrestrials, they were teachers. Now the people separated, spread out throughout the planet Earth, and they took their so-called myths, in reality, stories with them, and they rewrote them with other names. But it's all the same story. The gods descended in all the cultures were extraterrestrials. For example, there is the almighty god Shiva. And Shiva had a flying machine, a flying bird. This flying
UFO
bird was Garuda.
Oh, yeah.
And Garuda was flying around Shiva. Now Garuda was not
Personal
the normal
airplanes.
bird, because Garuda even flew to the moon.
Flew to the
Garuda was
moon.
able to fly away from our solar system. Garuda also used bombs. Garuda were bringing his master Shiva to different places in our solar system, not only on Earth. So Garuda was a kind of spaceship, space vehicle, etc.
Oh.
You see, in our
Yo, look who's in our chat. Dan Crenshaw, you had a really shitty night, bro. It looks like I just saw on Twitter you lost by like 20 fucking points. Dan Crenshaw went 39%, Steve Toth 57%.
Wow.
You lost by 18 points, Dan Crenshaw. Are you hanging your head in shame right now? Is it over, Dan Crenshaw? It's over. You're gonna have to change your handle to former rep Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw has been stalking this channel literally for like he's been around. For people who don't know, Dan Crenshaw has been around since the beginning on this channel.
Pretty much. Well, now he can always join the Fox News circuit and the speaking circuits and, the commentary peeps. So he still has a career ahead of him. I'm sure there'll be a book.
No, I'm sure there'll be a fucking book. Yeah, Dan, did you prepare a concession speech? Oh, evidently some Democrats were crossing over to vote in the primary for the more beatable candidate. I'm sure that's true, Dan Crenshaw. Nice coat, bro. Welcome.
Christian judo tradition, we have what we Christians call the Bible, or the Jewish community call the Torah. So maybe this is, let's say, 500 pages. But the Indian traditions, these are 5,000 pages. It's not comparable. And, all the other traditions, the written traditions, disappeared. I said before, the Maya books were destroyed, except 3, and 2 of them we cannot read. In South America, the Incas, they had no writing. In India, They had writing and the incredible amount of writing. The same thing happened in Tibet. Tibet is the highland. There are two writings which survived, the Kanshur and the Tanshur. These are the holy writings of the Tibetan society. And again, it starts that the gods descended from heaven. Now these gods in Tibet, they
colors.
have names which should
Tibetan
cannot
prayer
spell
flags.
out. And one of these gods
Ooh,
definitely was
look,
the teacher.
we have an asshole in the chat. The girl on top wouldn't even know what to do if she lost 20 pounds. You'd think she'd still be alive if she was pure light itself. The fuck does that even mean?
You are pure light itself, Karlyn. This person's just jealous.
I've lost 40. Did you know, Jennifer, I've lost almost 40 pounds in the last 3 months.
Really?
Yeah.
You look great. I even sent you a private message. I'm like, you look so pretty in your streams. I mean, not that that is the characteristic. I didn't know that. I was just like, you just seem very radiant lately.
My skincare regime has gone up a notch. The Whatnot skincare program, in which I have bought more skincare products than I will ever need in my natural fucking life. I gotta tell you, like I do like a facial every fucking morning. I really do. I have like all these fucking masks now. I do an overnight mask that I wear when I go to sleep, and I gotta tell you, like my skin is looking good, man. My skin is looking. I've always had good skin. I've always been very lucky in that regard. But like, I'm looking. Victor even told me that it's like, Karlyn, you look fucking different. I'm like, I know.
That's
I've lost weight. My weight is dropping really quick right now, and that's pretty great.
I love it. I'm so glad. It's just good to be healthy, you know.
Well,
so I'm really happy. At least you're not looking like Kelly Osbourne these days. Ooh.
Yeah. I just want to be able to. I want to get unrecognizably skinny so I can go undercover again. This is like my big plan. I always knew. I was like, well, they've caught me. They have a photo dossier of me now. The only choice I have is to literally become unrecognizable. And so, after years and years and years of getting harassed constantly for my weight, that wasn't enough to get me to lose weight. In fact, I think that made me dig my heels in and be like, yeah, fuck you. I actually don't need to lose weight, motherfuckers. I study socialism on the internet. But like being able to go undercover again and actually be unrecognizable, that was like, okay, I'll go on the keto crash starvation diet for that. That's fine.
I think you need to now improve your camera angle and do a little bit of this,
I need to show some boob. I need to I don't even know how to do. I don't even wear a bra, so it's like I don't even know how to. I don't know.
Go on whatever your thingy is that you like. Get some Chanel bras.
I gotta tell you though, my boobs are like looking much better than and my boobs always look good. Like my boobs are like not like saggy, but I'm like I noticed it. I was like, oh shit, your boobs look good, Karlyn.
You get rid of the wings. You get the wings go away and they look a little more.
See, I never had the wings really. It was like I think it was just like a fat distribution issue where it was like a proportion issue, and now the proportion has evened out. I'm like, you have the tits of a 20 some odd year old. Like that's actually pretty fucking great if I'm honest. I'm like, I am this is like Joshua always used to tell me, he's like Aries age in reverse, and I'm like, yes, I'm aging in reverse. That's what's happening right now.
Nice. Hey, fucking work that shit, dude. Work it.
Oh, I am fucking flaunting it. Like every like now that my weight loss has become fully fucking visible to the public and people are saying like, Karlyn, you lost a lot of weight. I'm like, I know, and I'm still losing weight, and I'm gonna post pictures all the fucking time of me losing weight because you assholes tormented me for years and years and years and years and years. You Photoshop pictures of me to make me look even fatter than I was. You did all this horrendously toxic shit to me. I am throwing this in your face every fucking day, and I'm gonna wear a new luxury purse every fucking day when I do it. You
with your amazing sunglasses.
Yeah.
Paired up. Yeah. Because you're worth it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Rocket.
Because he teach their students. They explain how he looked like. He looked like a human, by the way. He was very, very smart.
Yeah,
very
Music
nice.
Can's dead. Yeah.
And when he disappeared, they describe how he took off from the earth in a Vimana. And all the students were watching the Vimana. It went slowly up, and they saw it that the Vimana has become smaller and smaller. They describe it finally. It was so small, like an egg. And then it was becoming like a little point, and then it disappeared. And before this, God in Tibet disappeared. He left, like in other societies, writings for mankind. but the writings are somewhere, he says, hidden in a hidden place, and will all only come to the eyes of the humans again when the time is ripe. Obviously, we
Use the
don't have
stock,
these
bro.
writings of the gods.
Ooh,
The
that's
time is
fun.
not ripe yet. The idea of chariots of the gods has come in the Bible with the prophet Ezekiel. But the prophet Ezekiel, again, you can compare to Indian chariots. You know, what the Indian gods were flying in chariots. The chariots were always Vimanas. The chariots were always.
I'm just gonna let the playlist play, and if it's German, we'll
but
skip to the
not
next one.
modern
Yeah,
spaceships.
you can also
The
hit that
chariots
hide button
only
to get
have
rid of those
this-
pop-ups.
I can.
Yes.
Oh, pro tip, Jennifer. Thank you for teaching me how to YouTube.
Small distance, they could
I
move
learned
in
that on
our
movie
solar
night one
system,
night.
but not
It's
to
not
another
like I'm a
star.
professional streamer on the internet or anything.
All for the love. You don't
Oh,
do a lot
this
of
is a
reaction
2-hour one.
videos.
We don't have time for the 2-hour video right now, but we're gonna
No.
skip ahead to: did the Maya calendar begin before Maya existed?
Boom, boom, boom.
Dun, dun, dun.
They learned the Maya about their calendar. The Maya have a fantastic calendar, one of the most fantastic.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
I think that is the best possible plan. I completely approve of this plan. Instead of using a sock, you're gonna do your business onto James Lindsay's cynical theories. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea, bro. Thank you for that.
That's
thank
even
you for
better than
that
coming on a pile
visual.
of money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Awesome.
Calendars in the world, and it all is related to the gods. You see, every culture has a calendar, and every calendar has a starting date. For example, we live in the Christian culture. Our starting date is the birth of Jesus Christ. But the Muslim society has another calendar, and the Muslim calendar starts when the Prophet Muhammad went to Mecca, about 700 AD. So the Jewish tradition has another calendar. The Maya also had a special calendar, and the Maya calendar started 3114 BC. At that time, the Mayas, according to archaeology, did not even exist. So they must have taken their starting date from their ancestor, whoever it was. Now, what has it to do with the gods? Why did the Maya start their calendar on August 14, 3114 BC? Why? Later, about 450 years ago, the Spanish conquerors come to Central America. The Spanish conquerors found hundreds and hundreds of Maya writings. They destroyed them all, except three. Three Maya writings survived. They are today in Dresden. Dresden is a city in Germany. They are today in Madrid and in Paris. Now, we are not even able to read these Maya writings, but the Dresden Codex, so that's how it is called, speaks about the Maya calendar, and we can read the figures. Definitely we can read them. And in the Dresden Codex, we learned that the Maya calendar started on August 14th, 3114 BC.
That's cool.
Now, all these writings have been destroyed. Just imagine we would have a war in our days, and an adversary would destroy all the Bibles. But the
that'd be
the Christian
amazing.
priests, they know what's written in the Bible. They know it in their head. So they start to rewrite the Bible. The same thing happened in Central America. After the destruction of all these writings, the priests sat down in secret places and they rewrote the old stories. These are so-called the Mexican handwritings, or the Chilambalam books, they are called.
James Lindsay.
And there, in the 5th Chilambalam book, one of the priests explains why they started their calendar on August 14, 3114 BC. Because
a little bit of a
this was the
doughboy,
day when the gods from heaven descended. That was the important moment for the beginning of the Maya calendar. The Maya calendar has, in fact, an ending date. And the ending date was calculated some years ago for the year 2012, transferred into our calendar. And they said that that day, the world will disappear, the world will collapse. In fact, nowhere in no one Maya handwriting, it is written that the world will collapse on the end of the Maya date. It's not true. But what, in fact, they say is true, on that day, the gods will return from heaven to earth again. Now the year 2012
You know what?
passed
Fuck
by,
you, bot.
and there was
Fuck you. I'm not now I'm thinking about fucking pizza and I can't eat pizza. I'm on the keto crash starvation diet. It's not fair. Actually I could eat pizza. I can eat chicken crust pizza. That's an option.
There's that cheese crust bread thing that you made.
Yeah. Actually,
can
I've
do
been thinking
that.
about making that again. I was gonna make it. I actually see that people are now making. So I used to make the cheese crust bread with cheese and pickles, which is really good. If you like pickles, it's the
I
best
do.
fucking thing. Oh
Yeah.
man, you basically just put out, for people who don't know, the cheese crust bread is you put out a bunch of cheese on some parchment paper on a pan, and then you put like some pickle spears on top of it. You put a little bit more cheese on top. You stick that shit in the oven for like 10 minutes. All the cheese melts, and then you let it cool, and it creates a bread-like thing where you can make a sandwich wrap. So you have cheese, you have pickles, and then you make your sandwich within the. It's so fucking good. But there are people who do it with pepperoni, and I actually just got the ingredients today. I'm like, maybe I'm gonna make a cheese and a pepperoni wrap, and I'll have a little marinara sauce. I basically got a pizza. I just don't have the dough.
Yeah, I'm interested in like those bacon cups. Like you take a bacon, you put it in a muffin tin, and and then you put like your cheese and eggs or like whatever filling you want in there, and then you've got a little.
I've done that. Those are so good. So I've done that with like I've done it with like sharp cheese, and then you put like some like hamburger that with like taco seasoning and stuff like that. And then I put in a bunch of jalapenos. I love jalapenos. And then you top it, and this is the key, with pub cheese. So you have two different types of cheese that are layering on the ingredients, and then you bake it in the muffin tins. And it, like, the bake time is tricky. You really have to watch it, because if you bake it too long, it's basically inedible. But if you bake it after, like, it gets so good, like the cheese gets so crispy enough, and it comes out as a little tart like thing. It's so fucking good. It's really really good.
Yum, nom, 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 nom.
Keto food is awesome. This is part of why I was like, okay, just do the keto crash starvation diet, because like you actually can make really good food in keto.
My husband would love that, because like he is a meativore, and I've been threatening to put us on the keto diet for like a really long time, and he's like, I'm down, cheese and meat, let's go. And I haven't been able to like to be disciplined enough for it yet. And I said, you know what, let's just not stress ourselves out, get through this move, and then we're gonna reset everything. And that's like, it's like our big grand reset is going to be this move. So we're both really looking forward to it, because I'm looking forward to learning some of these new recipes and trying this shit out. It just looks awesome.
Well, you know what really got me into it was just being on Instagram, and I started getting served all these keto. It was like Instagram was telling me to go on the keto diet, because it's like, here's a whole bunch of really like appealing keto recipes that you can do. It was like the universe was like intervening or something. And I was like, I don't really want to do keto. I have no energy when I'm on keto. But then I actually started trying the recipes, and I was like, those are actually really good. And I do feel better. I feel significantly better doing keto. The only drawback is like I my energy levels are kind of down. Like I get tired very quickly, but it's also like I'm at a point now with it where it's completely suppressed my appetite. Nice. And so that's actually kind of cool. I just don't even get hungry really anymore. So
oh, I love that. Yeah. Well, first it's like a detox, I think. So you get like detox fatigue, and then it's like you missing the carbs, because carbs are a simple sugar source of energy. So, but yeah, no, keep it rocking, man. Go for it.
No, I'm just doing it. I'm losing weight at a clip now, and I get like I cannot emphasize enough how good it feels to like literally throw it in everyone's face repeatedly every fucking day for the rest of my life. Murphy's Pool. Did you hear about the strike at the Kleenex factory? Now everyone has to pick it. Thanks, Murphy's Fool. Appreciate the dad joke.
Oh my God.
No extraterrestrials returning. So what is the mistake? The problem is to translate the Maya calendar into our Christian calendar. You see, we say today, 2017 years ago, Jesus Christ was born. And there we started our calendar. But in reality, this is not.
Look at this. This looks like an old man in the form of a child.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does. It looks like an old man baby.
Looks a little bit like Peter Dinklage.
It does look like Peter Dinklage.
And there we started our calendar. But in reality, this is not true. Jesus Christ may have been born 20 years earlier or later. We don't know the exact date of the birth of Jesus Christ. We just fixed a date, which is not correct. So when we translate the Maya calendar into a Christian calendar, we still have this problem of translating the dates. So the Maya calendar ends and says, then the gods will return. This might be every day, practically today, tomorrow, or in the next 15 years. Over Europe are so-called sacred lines. Sometimes they call it ley lines. What is such a line?
Ley lines.
Energy lines in the
For
earth.
example, just take a ruler, take a map of Europe, take a ruler,
Look at
make
that,
a
it's
line
pentagram.
over the map. And by coincidence, of course, these lines will always cross some villages. No,
It's satanic, Jennifer. Ley lines are satanic. This proves it.
That was not a real
No.
map, by the way.
doubt. The problem is only in Europe, we have such a line, and under the
Ooh.
line,
I just thought of a movie that's going to go on my list for my movie month. It's going to be Ninth Gate. We haven't watched the Ninth Gate yet. have
No,
we?
that's a great one. And
Yeah.
you have precious little time to get me your list.
know.
So now
I
I have
have-
3 movies. I'll put it in the list right now. Ninth Gate.
Yeah, I have
So you have one
Cube,
more.
Cube, Poor Things, Ninth Gate, and we'll we're just going to wait for inspiration to strike for the last movie.
Yeah, okay. Just make sure I can find it.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If you can't find it, we'll change it or we'll watch Killer Clowns or something like that.
No,
every
no,
place is an
no.
archaeological place,
That's
a prehistorical place, like a few stones, stone rings,
Wait,
dolmen,
I know what I want to watch.
menhir.
I know what I want to watch. You're gonna fucking love this choice. Are you ready for it? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
The Never-Ending Story.
Oh.
See, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. We're
Did
doing some hard movies, and then we'll end the month on the Never-Ending Story.
Did you see? Because that movie has traumatized 2 generations,
And
the X Gen and the Millennials. And somebody took AI, and this was the best use of AI I've ever seen, and showed our text being pulled out of the swamp of sadness.
to
like-
untraumatize people from the
Yes,
first
it was
time.
it was like therapy, like for real. Like there's a tray. You're like, come on, our text, come on. Really? Well,
Why?
I'm not surprised, honestly. It's bot.
What the fuck?
It's bot. Yeah, so
Okay.
they actually showed him finally just like shaking his head, and then he gets up and he comes out and he's like, yay! And our Atreyu throws his arms around him and then he rides him off, and rides off across the plains, and like I was legit crying my eyes out. And this one guy, he does like DBV, Dad Bod Nation. He goes, you've literally just cured the trauma of 2 generations of people. Thank you, sir. It was I loved it. I loved it.
So
Anyway.
for people who don't know what we're talking about, Jennifer hosts my movie nights. Well, they shouldn't say my. They're really Jennifer's movie nights in the supporter Discord on
your honor.
Sundays. And we have this tradition where Jennifer gets her birthday month to watch whatever movie she wants without me interfering, and I can't complain. But in return, I get Karlyn's month of narcissism in April, where I get to pick out all the movies for once because Jennifer never lets me watch any of the movies that I want to watch for movie night. Listen, we can't find PCU. I would totally watch PCU. PCU is
find
a
it.
great fucking movie. We
Yeah.
can't, like, PCU has disappeared off of the face of the planet. I actually spent a good evening trying to find this fucking movie. I couldn't find it anywhere. And so as soon as we find PCU, I will demand that Jennifer schedule an emergency movie night to watch it, because it's so I would love to watch that again. It's so hyper relevant to like everything, and it's gone. It's gone. It's just been memory hold. But basically during April, because April is my birthday and I'm an Aries, and I'm going to be extra narcissistic because it's not out of the realm of possibility that I will have lost over 50 pounds by my birthday.
Woo!
Actually, it's probably going to happen because I'm so close to 40 right now, and I'm losing about that. I'm losing more at a faster rate than that. But like, it's going to be like an extra month of narcissism, where I am during Aries time, I am my most narcissistic self, and you guys can't say anything about it because it's Aries season and I am an Aries. movies, and I am number one, and that's the way it's going to be. And I embrace the true narcissism of the time period, and I get to pick out all the movies. And so during my month of narcissism, we will be watching Cube. And if you've never seen Cube, that's a fuck off great movie.
It is awesome.
It's like a cult classic. We're gonna be watching Poor Things, which is a really good movie. If people haven't seen that, we're gonna be watching Ninth Gate and The Never-Ending Story. Just to end on a high note.
Yep, I never ever do any. Jennifer, we have to. You haven't seen this movie? We have to watch it next week. We clear your calendar. We have to watch it next week.
I never get anything I want. Jennifer never lets me watch any movies I want.
It's James Lindsay's birthday. We have to play this movie for James Lindsay's birthday. I have rescheduled 2 movies last year. No, 3 movies last year for you.
That's right. We made Jennifer reschedule movie night so we could watch Eyes Wide Shut on James Lindsay's birthday.
Yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
That was why we created a whole invitation. We invited James to come to movie night with us.
Oh my god, that was a great flick though. So it wasn't like I hated it or anything, but yeah, so it was great. No, you all the time, all the friggin' time. I don't even want to hear it. I want to hear it from you.
It is my Discord, Jennifer.
Okay,
it's all prehistoric. Now you can say, okay, it's still coincidence. Just make a line over the map. No, it's not coincidence because all these villages have the same root words. You can prove it. You see, for example, Calais, Mont Alec, Lalex, Lalexon, etc. This crosses even the Alps and ends down in Sicily. So under the line, you do not only have archaeological prehistoric sites, all the villages have the same root word in it. And that makes it provable. It cannot be coincidence. The reasons for the ley lines and for this so-called holy or sacred geometry are us. The extraterrestrials ordered our prehistoric ancestor, make your temples on that and that place.
Oh.
Because they knew the future generations, thousands of years in the future, they will measure their countries. They will fly. And then they will realize that this geometrical pattern cannot be coincidence. So it is made on purpose. And now they come up with the questions. That's exactly what we have. Well, for example, we have one of these lines over the Pyrenees. The Pyrenees are, on one side is France, and on the other side is Spain. Now, the Pyrenees are mountain. And there is one line crossing the Pyrenees. And, of course, this line crosses again several villages.
Okay, I have an announcement.
The problem is the villages are not only...
Important announcement.
Speaking of the Discord, we have had such an influx of new people, and I don't read every single thing that's been posted. I'm an admin, but I don't like
the Discord. Basically, self monitors. There's not we trust people to be an adult, and if you're not being an adult, we'll just kick you out. But we never actually really had a problem with it. So
no, it's been pretty chill. But just in case, and because it's always nice to have backup, I have just promoted our friends Bot and Reagan to mods.
Oh, Bot and Reagan Discord promotion. Now you guys can ban people and mute people and then approve people maybe. And well, congratulations to Bot and Reagan, now moderators on the Discord. Don't abuse the power or we will take it away. Bot, I'm looking at you. I know Reagan's responsible, but I'm not sure about the other one.
Bot knows when people are being stupid, and as much as she plays around, I trust Bot completely. So
yeah, I actually do. I actually do too. Bot and Reagan have earned their spots. They been around a while. It's it's fine, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have more people paying attention because God knows I don't pay as much attention as I should. It's my Discord.
To be the adult in the room occasionally, which I know I'm asking a lot, especially Bot, but in case things start getting derailed and that can happen, things get away from us, and you just want to step in and go, "Hey kids, that's not what this is for. Thanks very much, but move on."
We had someone try to infiltrate the supporter Discord did you see this?
I didn't see who it was, but I saw your response.
Yeah, it was someone who probably is the same socialist who's paying me money to spy on all the spy streams so they can go tattle on me and lose every single time. But they actually stole the name of someone else for just from the YouTube channel, say, "Oh, I'm this person," but the problem is that person had already joined the Discord. And so it's like who the fuck are you actually? So someone tried to infiltrate, and I'm like, good attempt. there's really nothing in the supporter Discord that's like top secret information. Like if you want to come to movie night, if you're really socialist, if you're really that desperate to come to movie night with us, you can come to movie night with us. Like honestly, that's like basically the main thing in the Discord.
Yeah, like, and that's perfectly. I mean, if you want to come in and just be the fool,
yeah,
we will see you.
Yeah, there's nothing super secret going on in the. I'm very sorry to disappoint. It's really just for fun. Like that's all.
Yeah.
Prehistoric places, every word in every village contains the name star. If you look at it, for example, les étés, French, the stars. Lucella means the stars. All the line crossing the Pyrenees. And, for example, Aster means the star. The leading place is Santiago de Compostela. Stella is the star. And this from prehistoric time, so it cannot be coincidence. They call it the Street of the Stars today. The extraterrestrials ordered our forefathers, please make this, because your generations later, thousands of years later, will realize it and they will ask the real questions. It's just the lines which go for thousands and thousands of kilometers from the north of Germany, crossing Germany, crossing Switzerland, crossing the Alps, crossing Italy, ending in Sicily. It's just a line for thousands of kilometers with the same villages, and in the villages, some prehistoric, mysterious sites. So you can prove it's not coincidence. You see, our prehistoric time, they had difficulties to cross the Alps, for example. They did not know what is on the other side of the Alps. The Alps this is a border of 4 kilometers high, 4,000 meters high. So somebody told them, okay, make your holy place, but please make it exactly here and here and here and here. They knew the future generations will stumble over it. There are books on the market, for example, from a New Zealand pilot. His name is Bruce Ketty, and he has a walled grid, which these lines go all over the planet, including in faraway Peru, Easter Island. All these places are linked together. But this is not my research, which I can personally confirm, because I did not make this research, but it's out in the books of Bruce Katie.
Okay, hey, Jordan, listen, I don't recognize you and you seem to be having a little mental health crisis in my chat right now. I need you to rein it in, though. The things you're putting in the chat don't make sense. I think other people probably find them distracting, too. We're watching a show here and we're just having fun. If you want to comment on the show, you can, but no more just random talking to yourself in the chat. But come on, like, let's just rein it in is all I'm asking.
He was an airline pilot for Air New Zealand. And his books are on the market, and he says there is a world geometry all linked together. I know it for sure for Europe, the so-called ley lines, because you can prove it with the same names, the same the root words.
Where is that?
And you can prove.
Where is that location in the United States? Where is this?
That looks like almost California, Nevada area.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or Arizona, like maybe close to,
I was thinking it's like Sedona.
Yeah, Sedona-ish, maybe so.
That does look like it could be Arizona, actually, like unironic, like, because, I mean, that's really close, like, I'm just, like, thinking about the drive that I did when I went on that road trip from California to Las Vegas through Arizona and New Mexico and then Texas. That could definitely be Arizona. For sure.
There's more than just this. This is very cleanly geometric.
Maybe it's the Grand Canyon. Could that be the Grand Canyon?
Far west.
Oh.
I could be wrong. I'd need to zoom in and see where the heck that is. But yeah, there's some more. These are like the major. There's some others as well, but a lot of even when Erich von Däniken here is talking about the build your churches here, a lot of the old pagan communities and tribes of Europe. And like they would put their temples, like we would just know where the holy, you could just feel because they're a lot more in touch. And then the Christians would come in and build over it to go, no, you're Christian now. So that's one of the reasons they're on those lines. So, but in the Middle East and places like that, they were specifically placed. But again, it all goes back to older cultures and religions. And they were way more in touch. And, Christians just came in, the Catholic Church would just obliterate them and go, oh, just going to build it on your site because, if you think it's holy, then we'll make it holy for us.
Prove it with the same
Jokes
names,
on you,
the same the root words, and you can prove it definitely in Greece. All you need is a compass, and you have places linked together in the same distances. You see, one of these lines crosses Brittany over Stonehenge, crosses Europe, crosses the Alps, and ends right in Delphi.
The Oracle of Delphi.
Delphi is the holy place in Greece. Delphi was the place of the god Apollon. Apollon, again, was a son of Zeus. And Apollo did not come
Thought he
by
said son of
coincidence
Jews.
to
I was
Delphi.
like, no.
Apollo, so says the legend, Apollo was surrounding in a flying
You're a little
chariot.
too primed, Karlyn. Take it
I
down.
And
know.
there, in today's
I know,
Delphi, he
it's
realized
true.
that there were people.
I'm too primed. I hear Jews everywhere. It's the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Zeus, not Jews, Karlyn. Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah with an H, thank you for the super chat. Concerning ley lies, content creator Michelle Gibson has done extensive research on them. Maybe we should watch that sometime.
That'd be cool.
Let me take a picture
Yeah.
of that so I can remember that. That'll go into the
Yeah.
archive.
I don't, unlike movie night, I don't have a fastidious list of things that we do for DISENRAGE because at some point Jennifer has to just let go.
Just you gotta let inspiration strike. Let spirit, like, ask spirit, what should we watch for movie night tonight? And just wait.
No,
Booth
because I
walk
have
in
to
a
do. I
fire.
do all the research. I do like
Don't fucking Capricorn spirit, Jennifer.
Oh no, for spirit, no. I try not to. I
Mhm.
try. I let that flow. But in things that I can control, like movie night and trivia, and I'm super anal because it makes me happy.
All right.
Humans, they wanted to learn them. That was the reason why he came down in Delphi. The people at that time were still technologically seen primitive. Apollo teach them how to construct houses on a mountain and on a hill, so that the houses would not fall down, even if it's a hard rain, for example. Apollo also teach them in astronomy. Apollo had a son, Asclepius, and he was the doctor in medicine. He teach the humans in medicine. Apollo itself, it says, he had the flying machines, flying wing, and every year twice, Apollo left Delphi and flew to a faraway land in the far north. So the legend of Apollo is connected with flying. So now I was at this airport, and the professor of archaeology took a compass and said, Erich, you can prove it very, very easy. Just go with the center of the compass to any archaeological place, for example, to Delphi or to Epidaurus or to Knossos, it doesn't matter. And then you point another archaeological place, a second archaeological place, and then you make a circle. The circle will always cross at least two other holy places from antiquity. And you can repeat this game 28 times. So every coincidence is out. It was done on purpose. Somebody in antiquity told our Stone Age ancestors, okay, you want to make a temple in our honor? We are happy to hear this, but please construct it only here. And the next one, you construct it only here. They knew in advance that thousands of years later, the humans would fly.
I know how to do this now.
The humans would measure their countries. The humans would realize of a sudden, my God, all these old places in Greece are linked together geometrically, even with the Mediterranean Sea. And this cannot be coincidence. The question is just why. The oldest Mayan city, to our knowledge, is Tikal.
We're just watching a playlist, guys, so it's just jumping from about 10-minute clip to 10-minute clip. So we're just going through all these and just watching them and just enjoying. That's what we're doing. So if it seems disjointed, it's not one cohesive video, it's a playlist.
Yeah.
Temples of the Descending Gods.
Tikal is in today's Guatemala. And Tikal was probably founded 1,000 years
I want to
BC.
go there.
Dude, you know, I went to
remember
Belize.
ancient Rome.
You want to go to Belize?
No, I went to Belize for my honeymoon. And
we got
to go see old Mayan temples. We took one of the excursion trips. Those steeps, they're steeps, not stairs. They're steeps. Those steeps stairs are so steep. It's like climbing a ladder. And the way they had us get up there is they had this giant wooden rickety, and I'm not even kidding, rickety ramp that went around and spiraled around the temple and then dropped you off at the top. And then everybody climbed down the stairs. And I was like, you want me to go down I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I mean, I was just like little by little and they're big and I'm short. The mines were short too. But I mean, I'm like, how did these guys were these actually used steps or was this just decoration? Because I cannot see these little Mayan guys like ding, 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 and walking up and down these. This does not make sense to me. They must have had thighs like freaking bricks. Like it was nuts, dude. But
I
it's
would probably
beautiful.
be terrified of doing something like that. Like I'm not afraid of heights, but like if I feel like I might fall off something, I start to get terrified.
Yeah, that's a little bit of acrophobia. I have the same thing. Yeah, and but I was just hugging because I used to do rock climbing and shit back when I was young and fit and crazy. But yeah, so like I just kind of stay close to the wall and I just don't just look at the next step. Don't take your body weight away from it and go down. And I got down and my husband is below me taking pictures the whole time. I'm like, get out, because it's just like my butt. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
This is what I have to look back on. Here's me at a Mayan temple. Here's my butt. Great.
Like, thanks.
Thanks,
Thank you,
husband.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Europe
Bless his
was
heart.
founded 700 BC. So this Tikal city of the Maya is even older than ancient Rome in Europe. And Tikal lays on a place where nobody understands why. You see, when a tribe is traveling and when they decide to construct a city with some pyramids and temples, they always settle on a place where is water, because humans need water. Water for drinking, water for working, water for their construction, etc. But in Tikal, there is no water. Absolutely. No river, no creek, nothing. The next water is a lake, the Petenica Sea, about 40 kilometers away. So the question first is, why did the tribe of Maya decide to settle down on a place and to construct their biggest and oldest city on a place without water? What is the reason for it? And here I have some idea. In our time, we have many so-called pilgrim places, especially in the Catholic religion. For example, Fatima in Portugal, or Lourdes in France, or Guadalupe in Mexico. These are holy places. Why? Because always someone from out there, mostly Mother Mary, descended, and children said, they were here, I saw them here, exactly here. So the place becomes a holy place, and the people decide to make their construction, their church, on that place where they had their vision. Now in Tikal, archaeologists found a little inscription in Maya language. It says, here the gods from heaven descended. Which gods? So I asked myself, was it like today on our pilgrim places? They constructed Tikal because there sometime a god descended. Now because they had no water. I said, the nearest water is the Lake Peten, 40 kilometers away. So they had to make water, artificial water drains. So the water, they come to Tikal. In Tikal, we have more than 60 pyramids. Most of them are orientated archaeologically. The biggest pyramid still today is open for tourism. You can look up there to the sky, and we don't know what for these pyramids were. Normally, we say, for example, in Egypt, the pyramids were made because they were tombs for the gods or for the pharaohs, but not in Tikal. No tombs were found, no graves, nothing. So we don't understand. You say maybe they used to construct high pyramids just to overlook the forest, the jungle, that they can be connected with the stars. But why then so many pyramids? 60 of it in one place. Why not only 2 or 3? We don't have the answer for it. In Tikal, for example, we have many steles. Steles are stone blocks, mostly about 2.5 meters high, with engravings and chiselings on it. And one of these steles shows the first and the oldest god. You see some human being, the head is cut off. You don't see the head, but you see the chest, 2 hands, and he's holding something between his fingers. And then you see his legs and his shoes. Normally, the Mayas had no shoes at all. They had naked feet or sandals. But this kind of shoes look like the shoes of an extraterrestrial. And in the center, you see something going down like a spiral, making a curve, going into a basket or into a box. So probably they represented in that way the oldest god who descended to them in Tikal. One of the next city of Tikal is Tulum. Tulum is located on the Caribbean Sea. And the city of Tulum was just honored to the descending gods. Every temple in Tulum shows a descending god, which means in practice, you see a stone, you see something, some human beings, the head in front, then their legs, spread legs, they are lying on something like a bobsled. They are descending.
Jennifer, this is a spicy fiction ready to go right here. You see the legs, the spread legs.
Is he upside down?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. You said those are spread legs. Maybe.
Yeah.
Some human beings, the head in front, then their legs, spread legs.
The head in front and spread legs.
I mean, he could be using the toilet.
Yeah,
I doubt it. I think, I think we're a little anal here.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are lying on something like a bobsled. They are descending from the heaven.
Not a bobsled.
Today, archaeologists call these descending gods.
That's what they call
gods
it.
of bees. But every normal being had nothing to do with bees. Especially the whole city of Tulum is dedicated to descending gods. And you see these figures who came down from heaven, often with wings on, with technological stuff in their hand. You see them only also in Chichen Itza and in other Maya places. Whole Maya land was dedicated to the god. One of the most known god of the Maya was Quetzalcoatl. And Quetzalcoatl was described, he was coming from the morning star. He taught the human. He taught them in astronomy and other belongings, including construction of buildings. And before he left, Kukulkan promised to return one day. Now, Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl is all the same figure.
Wait. That is quite a fucking loincloth right there.
That it reminds me of a propeller.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Propeller.
One day. Now, Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl is all the same figure, just with different names. You know, in the lower land, the Mayas called him Kukulkan. In the higher land,
okay, hang on, I have to share this.
Quetzalcoatl. It's always the same.
Okay.
So there's a movie out on Netflix with the Momo, who you know I love.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Momoa and what was this guy's name that was in dang it, the wrestler who was in Guardians of the Galaxy, Dave Bautista. Anyway, Bautista. And Jason Momoa has a scene early on where his house is being infiltrated by some mobsters. It's the Japanese mafia, and he's fighting them without any pants, or no, he had a sarong on or something. I don't know. Anyway, there were dick jokes, and I was dying so hard because he's like, "Oh, you impressed?" And he's all, you know, and then he's like, "Propeller." And I was like, I am here for this. I was fucking dead. My husband had to pause it because I was just on the floor. Oh, God. Rewind that. It was freaking hilarious. Anyway.
Thank you for that, Jennifer. Thank you for the visual. Appreciate it. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Our archaeologists today, because they don't believe in extraterrestrials, they don't want to have to do with some humans or human-like figures descending as teachers from heaven. They call these descending gods the bees. But in reality, a bee is an insect. The gods which are chiseled in stone, in Tulum, in Chichen Itza, have nothing to do with bees. And you see descending human-like beings with some kind of technical apparatus in their hands. But archaeologists call it the descending bees, which in my opinion is absolutely ridiculous. It had nothing to do with bees. Our archaeologists will have to change their mind sooner or later. Well, the technology compared to Egypt is partly primitive. In Egypt, the pyramids were constructed out of big blocks, huge blocks, sometimes 2.5 tons or even more. But in Central America, including in Tikal, the pyramids are constructed out of small blocks, just piece by piece. So it was not a very high advanced technology. But in Egypt, for example, on the pyramid, there are no sculptures, no writings, nothing is chiseled on the wall of the pyramids. Why? The pyramids in Central America, they are full with chiselings, with representations of their descending gods. This is something absolutely sensational, the Pyramid of Chichen Itza. And I suggest every tourist, when you come to Mexico, visit Chichen Itza. And if you have a chance, be there in the early morning of March 21st. You see, the Pyramid of Chichen Itza is constructed of 9 different steps. It's a step pyramid. One step smaller to the other. And the pyramid is located in a way, astronomically, that every 21st of March, some miracle happens there. You see the sun is going up, and because of the construction of the 9 steps, because of the astronomical orientation, you see a god or a snake composite of light and shadow going slowly down.
Oh, that's cool.
Slowly down.
Yeah.
It's the Kundalini.
It's the descent of Quetzalcoatl, I think, or something like that.
Man.
And by the way, on the staircase, left and right, is the so-called winged snake, the flying snake. So you see on 21st of March, in the early morning, you see light and shadow, slowly going down the stairways, exactly on the back of the winged snake. And on the 21st of September, you see it the opposite. This time, when the sun goes down, the light and shadow climbs up the stairs and finally disappears. The situation which they have shown, the Maya constructors.
You know what's funny? You remember when I accidentally activated the Kundalini like a year ago because I was fucking around with AI and AI gave me some meditation ritual to perform and I accidentally activated the Kundalini, not really knowing what the fuck I was doing. I have been ever since that. First of all, I really feel like that was like a turning point in terms of like, I don't know, like some sort of energy thing happened where I started attracting a lot of new people into the community. And I don't think it was just the news cycle. I think it was actually an energy thing because I was doing all sorts of meditation and ritual about attracting and the community and expanding and stuff like that. It was a whole big thing. But anyway, like I've also, this is just like a really weird thing that went along with that. So you know how I've been like, you know, collecting freaking like purses and things like that just because it's like fun. Do you know what I have been most attracted to? Like exotic like purses like snakeskin and
I was going to ask if it was the reptilian skin.
Yeah. Oh, and I never liked that stuff. I never liked it before, but now I am like super fucking into like, you know, python bags and like, you know, ostrich and like the crocodile and like all this stuff.
Leather is like really soft.
You know, it is. And I actually just got, and this was like a total accident. It was like on one of the Whatnot shows, this guy who he comes on like every other night or something, and he just runs like a bunch of bags in these dollar auctions. And he had this vintage Gucci ostrich bag. Actually, I posted a picture of it on Twitter. Let me show it to you. because it's actually really fucking cool. Bot was asking about it last night, and so I posted a picture of it. Hang on. This is the vintage Gucci ostrich bag.
Ooh.
And that's like the inside of it. And it's got like this huge ass chain. But the funny thing about this was he thought the bag was broken because basically the chain comes detached from the bag and you have to put on these inside things that were attached to the chain to like hook it up to the bag. But when he was auctioning this bag off, he was like, oh, this is broken, but this is a really easy fix. And it looked when he was doing the auction, I was like, you just need like a screw or something on the back to like attach that. I was like, I'm totally fucking bidding on this bag because Whatnot is like one of those places where if someone says like the bag is broken and you have to do something to fix it, it's like instantly everyone's like, I'm not bidding on that fucking bag. But I looked at, I was like, this is like a $2,000 bag. I'm absolutely bidding on this fucking, because I can actually like fix that like easily. And so I won this bag for so cheap. It was like a couple $100 just because like no one else was bidding on it. And then when I actually got it in the mail, I was looking at the chain and I was like, you just you don't even need to buy anything extra. He just didn't look at the chain to know that you just take these things off and then attach them back on. So I was like, I got a perfectly fine vintage Gucci ostrich bag for a couple $100 that I can sell easily for $2,000 if I want. I was like, fucking Whatnot win, man. But like, that's the ostrich bag and it's cool.
That's pretty. Well, just like a guy didn't know what to do with the nipples.
That's exactly right. He was kind of looking at, he was like, it was so funny. He's like looking at, it's like, I think I can fix this, but I don't really feel like it. So I'm just going to auction it off. I'm like, I got it. It's my bag. This is mine.
Yeah.
But like ostrich leather is cool. I've also got this like ostrich bracelet.
Ooh, I love that color too. That's so pretty. No, I love the line of that bag is very pleasing.
Yeah, it's just like this little bag, and it actually has an ostrich strap that comes with it too. That's why you can take the chain off. You can actually attach a different strap to it that it comes with. But I'm just like, it's just like a cool bag. Like, I'm not even planning on selling it or anything, but it's like a vintage bag, so they don't make them anymore. So I'm like, I'm just gonna keep this and just take real good care of it, and then someday I'm gonna sell it. But just not just yet. I'm gonna use it first.
Did he say what year vintage? What are we saying? What are we thinking?
Oh, I'm not sure. I looked it up, but I know there was a time. Gucci doesn't make these anymore, but like there was a time when they did. I'm sure we can just like, chat GPT it or something. Yeah. It looks like everything looks, all the ostrich stuff, it either looks very 80s or like even like 90s, maybe like
early 90s power woman kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. They have a whole ostrich line, and it's like ostrich is the best. I don't know, but anyway, I'm like very attracted to like all those kind of like exotic things now, and I just thought that was really funny because I never liked that stuff before. I always thought it looked like cheesy and like old lady, and now I'm just like, I will take every python bag that you have. And
I got into leopard print. I think it might be something that happens in your 40s because I got into leopard print in my 40s. Yeah. And I hated leopard print, but now it's just like, give me all the leopard print. I don't know why.
Yeah, like everything in leopard print, everything.
My purse is made out of denim, and I love it because I can wash it it's durable. I've had it forever. Oh, I can wash it in the washing machine. Denim is based. I love denim.
I have a Chanel purse that's denim, and it's like and the denim purses are actually like they go for more money on the resale markets. People really like denim. Denim, you can beat the shit out of denim.
Yeah.
It's like if you get like a lambskin purse or something, that's like really delicate. It can scratch and damage really, but you get a fucking denim purse, that thing is like indestructible. You can do whatever the fuck you want to that thing.
Denim rocks, man. And it's starting to die. And I'm like crying. I'm I've got to find another purse, but it has to be just like this one.
You know where you can find purses, Jennifer.
No, don't even. No, I do not have the expendable income to start playing around on Whatnot. Wait till I sell more books or my YouTube channel goes viral. Oh,
I'm gonna buy you a purse. I'm gonna find Jennifer. Jennifer, you're gonna send me a picture of your bag, and I'm gonna buy you a Whatnot purse. I'm gonna go to all the auctions. I'm gonna find, because like really, I need to stop buying myself bags. It's getting
gifting them to the community now.
It's getting. I'm gonna stop. Like I'm gonna give bags for everyone.
Yay! The Oprah Winfrey of Chanel, right here, you guys.
Yeah, exactly. You get a purse, and you get a purse, and you get a purse. We'll see.
I love it.
The astronomy is sensational. They prove in the building, in the pyramid, some god descended. He was teaching the humans for a few years, and he disappeared again with the promise to return in a faraway future. Chichen Itza is an absolute must for every tourist in Mexico.
Look at that face. Another old man baby. That looks like an old man baby.
You know, some babies do look like
The Maya
little
adored
people.
the
They do,
gods
yeah.
Quetzalcoatl or Kukulkan, which is the same, just a different name. And Quetzalcoatl or Kukulkan was always represented as a snake with wings.
A lot
Wait,
of
is it
else.
Quetzalcoatl Kukulkan? Is that the fucking name?
Quetzalcoatl, and the other one is Kukulkan.
Quetzalcoatl
Quetzalcoatl.
Kukulkan.
Kukulkan, two different gods, but they're both lizard serpents, feathered serpents. They're both feathered serpents. Yeah.
Maya were natural people. They knew that the snake cannot fly. Why do they show a snake with wings?
I mean, they can fly if you throw them hard enough.
They saw on the sky, they saw some flying machines, and they looked like a snake. It was a little long, and a snake can fly, so they put wings on it.
That's so they just put wings on it.
God, or Kukulkan the god.
They're trying to make sense of weird shit, man. They're doing their best.
As a winged snake.
Ooh.
Our ancestors, including the Maya in Central America, their first religion was natural religions. They were afraid of the nature, of the lightning, of the thundering, of the earthquake, of the volcanic eruptions, etc. But then the gods descended. In Maya land, Quetzalcoatl or Kukulkan, represented as a winged god. Where is the difference between Quetzalcoatl, Kukulkan, the winged god, and the natural catastrophes, like the earthquake, the lightning coming down? They were teachers, the gods who descended from the sky.
Oh, temple. Oh, the case for extraterrestrial time capsule.
Oh, that was a rough edit. Who did that?
That was a rough edit.
Since Stone Age time, so nothing has changed. You can't change nothing there.
I kind of like this. We're getting a quick hit of everything.
Yeah.
I had a speech in Delphi some years ago, and after my speech, there were a professor of archaeology coming to me, and also a high Greek military. He was from the Air Force, the Greek Air Force. And they told me, Erich, do you know that all these old holy places in Greece, they are linked together geometrically? I say, no, this is not possible, because Greek is a land full of mountains and hills. And some of these places, they are in the ocean. You know, islands like Crete, you cannot see it by the naked eye. It makes no sense that they would be connected geometrically. The next morning, I was invited at the airport, at the military airport, and the professor of archaeology was there, and the commander in chief of the Air Force also, and they had a gigantic map of Greece on a table. And I asked them, but what do you have to do with archaeology? I mean, you are a man of military, of the Air Force. What do you have to do with archaeology? And he said to me, Erich, it's pure coincidence. Our young pilots, which we teach, they always have to make some exercise. For example, exercises in shooting, exercises in measuring, etc. And by the end, when they come back from their flight, they have to fill out the report. And it was curious that most of the pilots always in their reports have used the same amount of gasoline. And the military man said, we think, come on, what is this? This is not possible. Simply they started to measure, and they realized it's always the same distance between one place and the other. That's how it all came to light. And the man simply showed me, look, from one point to the next, it always makes the so-called golden section, always the same distance from one point to the other. And I said, how is this possible? Because in Greek, we had brilliant mathematicians. For example, Euclid was a mathematician. Pythagoras was a mathematician. Even Plato was writing about Greek mythology. So I said, well, they calculated this somehow. And the professor of archaeology said, no, Erich, this is a mistake, because all these places were holy places already in Stone Age time. Only later, for example, in Delphi, we have today a temple called Apollo Temple. And the Apollo Temple is constructed over Stone Age walls. The Stone Age walls are much older than the today's Apollo Temple, which dates from the classic Greek, more or less 2000, 2400, 500 BC. All these places are older, so they have nothing to do with Euclid, with Pythagoras, with Plato, with these mathematicians.
I swear to God, I know he has a Swedish accent, but I just heard him say it has nothing to do with her clit. I know that's not what he said, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, he's Swiss. He's Germanic Swiss. Hercules? Was that what he was saying? Hercules or her?
Yeah. But like, tell me if I'm crazy. Like, that's what he said. Listen.
Today's Apollo Temple, which dates from the classic Greek, more or less 2000, 2400, 500 BC. All these places are older, so they have nothing to do with Euclid.
See? That's what he said. I swear.
Dead. I'm dead. Damn it, Karlyn.
Now you can't unhear it. Now we have no idea what point he's making because we cannot unhear what was said.
And he's so serious and sincere in this moment.
No, let's listen to Cleat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All these places are older, so they have nothing to do with Euclid, with Pythagoras, with Plato, with these mathematicians. They existed all before.
You're starting it tonight. Normally it's me.
You know what? Whatever.
They left somewhere a proof. With the proof, I mean something, I have no word of it. I call it a time capsule. Something which cannot be destroyed. And in this time capsule, they would tell, we were here from that and that solar system with that and that technology. We found your mankind at that time. We helped them, etc., etc. We will return in the far future then and then again. Now, if you create a time capsule, a message for future generation in the far future, how will you hide this message? Can you put it in a pyramid or in a temple? It makes no sense, because throughout the thousands of years, there might be wars. There might be religious leaders who will destroy the temple of the earlier religion, etc. Or there are earthquakes or tsunamis or whatever. Everything can be destroyed throughout the thousands of years. So they must find a place to deposit their time capsule where throughout thousands of years it cannot be destroyed, wherever that place is. For myself, the most logical place would be in orbit. They simply bring their time capsule, their message in a satellite, and bring the satellite in orbit around the Earth. Now, during thousands of years, this satellite would turn around the Earth. No one can destroy it. No earthquakes, no animals, no dictator. No one can destroy it. And only the space travel generation would be able to find it, to collect it, because all the other generations, they could not understand the message. If, for example, they would have left their time capsule somewhere in a pyramid. Now, archaeologists, let's say 200 years ago, in the past, they find this message. And they would even be able to read it. They would say, well, it's mythology. Somebody is talking about the stars, but this is impossible from the stars. It must be mythology. So it comes out with speculation. They don't take it for serious. So this time capsule has to be addressed for a society which knows space travel. Now the problem is, you found a place for a deposit of the space travel, somewhere on Earth or in orbit. How do you manage it that the generations in the far future will go and look for this time capsule? If you don't know that somewhere there should be such a, you will never go and look for it. That's why they told our ancestor, be it in French Brittany, make these lines of stones exactly geometrical Pythagorean triangle. They told our European Stone Age people, okay, make your holy places, but only on that and that and that position, because they knew gigantic lines of 3,000 kilometers and more would be the result of it. That's why they
Karlyn.
told the ancient Greeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Shall we address Sarah's comment? Because we've done this.
What? What did Sarah say?
You can create alien dick toys. They would sell. Well,
Oh yeah. We've had extensive conversations about alien dicks. Yeah, we had a whole alien dick viewing one night. We went on an internet search. Like you can go check that. Like we've been down the alien dick rabbit hole, Sarah. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna do it tonight. I'm not.
I think it was during the Anunnaki series that we did. It
Yeah.
was like 3 Anunnaki episodes, and we got down the alien dick psych rabbit hole many times. And
Yeah.
and no joke, I have some friends, some other author friends who also write Spice, who were like, we all did alien romances, and they're like, we should come up with toys. And that's when the trauma started, because one of them found a website with and we were like, oh my god.
Jennifer has actually designed her own alien dick and written an alien sex movie, or not movie. Maybe it'll be a movie someday, God willing. But
Hey.
Jennifer actually wrote an exotic fiction. Erotic fiction, maybe exotic too, I don't know. Erotic fiction based on DISENRAGE, in which it was supposed to be called The House of the Golden Bed, which is like the best name for it. But Jennifer changed it to The Seed Bearer, and she actually has a picture of the alien dick. And this
That's this one.
DISENRAGE.
This is the one I did the illustration, Alien Bond. That's that illustration. I never drew his, but his actually, the tip blooms.
Yeah.
I haven't drawn that one yet. I know Bot has like been on me to do that, and I'm like, I don't need to, but I mean, if you need some alien dick porn, Bot, I mean, I probably can work it out for you.
Yeah, so we are alien dick experts on this channel, just so you know.
You wish to make a pleasure in our honor? Please do it, but only on that place and that place. They knew exactly that generations in the far future would realize it, the geometrical pattern. Now they would come to their head, what's wrong here? How is this possible? Someone may come up, maybe been visited by extraterrestrials, and if yes, they will say, well, extraterrestrials would not just have left us without a proof. There must be a proof, a writing, a message, a time capsule somewhere. But without the geometrical pattern, the generations in the future would never come up with the question. So you have to make these things in the past that the future generation is buffed. Hey, what's this? We have a fact of the geometrical pattern, and we have the fact of these holy places, and they are all thousands of years old. They are all created in Stone Age time, not in classical Greek time, long before Pythagoras, etc., Euclid. So we have the miracle.
Euclid.
We have the fact these things exist.
Euclid.
We have the question. There must be a time capsule. Now it's time that we go out there and look for a time capsule. You see, our astronomy today, with the space shuttle, it would be easy to go up there to look if there is an artificial satellite up there. But nobody does it because nobody has the question. Now we live in the time where we have the questions. Now we should take the courage to go out there, to measure our solar system and look if there is an artificial object, the time capsule of the extraterrestrial.
There is one up there, though. They've already got pictures of it.
Yeah.
It's the Black Knight, Dark Knight.
Go ahead.
Is it
Dark Knight?
Is it Dark Knight or Black Knight or what? It's something Knight. Somebody in the chat knows what it is, but it's a kind of a shard shaped thing that has been orbiting the Earth for a while. Let me see. Dark Knight. It is KNIT, I think. I know that sounds really Batman-y, and it might just be stuck in my head because of that. I don't know. Satellite. Dark Knight Satellite. Black Knight Satellite. Okay, it's called Black Knight. Conspiracy alleging 13,000-year-old alien satellite orbits the Earth, and there are some pictures of it as well. And it looks kind of like a little curved shard that people have gotten images of.
Huh. Fascinating.
Pretty cool.
Of different artifacts which are surrounding the Earth since long time. They were up there before
Since
the first
long,
satellite
long
of the
time.
Russians, Sputnik. Later, the American satellites were there. We know it for sure. But in science, it is normal to always look for the next plausible, natural answer before you look for some fantasies. So the natural scientific answer for these artifacts, which do exist in orbit, is it must be a piece of rock, just a piece of stone, which by coincidence came into the gravity, maybe from a meteorite who exploded. By coincidence, it came to the gravity of our solar system and surrounds our planet. So that's the next possible scientific answer. That's why they do not spend money to go there and collect this artifact. But definitely, we know of some artifacts which surround our globe in different orbits before we started our modern space travel. The gods were the extraterrestrials. Our ancestors admired the gods. The gods were the teachers. Our humans could not understand, how can someone fly up there? How can someone have weapons, lightning, strange things? Our humans did not understand the technology, so they adored the gods. The gods were in reality extraterrestrials. And the gods tell them, make your temple or your place here, because it is linked with the gods, at least for our ancestors some thousands of years ago. They were holy places. The ley lines are definitely not natural lines. They are definitely made by humans. All these holy, sacred places are put in one line because the so-called gods wanted it that way. So ley line is nothing natural. Ley lines are made artificially by humans, but in order of the gods. When you have small lines, French Brittany, you have lines which are 2,860 meters. That's nothing. There they could do it, humans, just without the gods. But soon as you have lines crossing the Alps, 3,000 kilometers, or in ancient Greek, you have this geometrical pattern where every prehistorical site is linked together with the next one. And you cannot see it by your eyes. It is not possible that, for example, an old Greek priest says, hey, okay, the next temple we make there, because there are mountains between them. You cannot see with the naked eye. Or from Delphi, you cannot look with the naked eye to the island of Crete. Somebody has to guide you. You cannot do it by the naked eye. And the guidance came from the extraterrestrials.
The extraterrestrials.
Extraterrestrials, were they here? Where is the proof? Where is the time capsule? Without the geometrical pattern, we would never ask the question. That's why it has to be done in the past.
All right. What do we have next?
Our forefathers were Stone Age people.
The case, Erich von Däniken, Stone Age alien teachers.
Hell yeah.
Of course, they adored the sky. They saw the little lights up there, but they could not understand the little lights. For them, it was a mystery. And there were different shapes of lights, and they had different colors. That's how astronomy started. Humans could not understand what was going up there. Of course, they realized that throughout the years, the situation in the sky will change. And then they realized also, after 1 year, it restarts again, the same continuation up there. So the oldest astronomy was miraculous. And the oldest religions probably were natural religions. They adored the moon. They could not understand the sun. But then of a sudden, the heavens opened and some beings from outer space descended. And these were the first teachers. And now the teachers taught the humans about astronomy. They teach them about the connections.
The skies open and the alien teachers came to Earth.
In Colombia. In Colombia, there
and
is
now we call them God.
a so-called secret city. Their name is Buritaca. They call it Buritaca 200 because there are 200 small rivers, and 200 means 200. So Buritaca 200, they call it the last city in the jungle. And this city is composed of several terraces, like pyramids. One terrace is smaller, composed on the older ones, and it comes up to different forms.
And that's all
and
loose rock
shapes.
piling. I
And
don't
on
think they
these
had
terraces,
mortar.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
some
Yeah.
building, not stone building, normal houses made out of wood and straw were constructed. But
Straw.
these
Ah,
houses
Wow.
were orientated again astronomically. For example, there is one house which they call the house of the man. There is another house which they call the house of the woman. Now, from the house of the man, there is a pillar going up from the ceiling. And from the house of the woman, there are two crossed pillars.
I mean,
Now,
it's obvious,
exactly
right?
on March
yeah. Mhm.
21st, the sun rises up and makes a shadow.
The house of the man and the house of the woman.
Yep. The yoni and the
You know,
rod.
see how big they had to make the fucking stick on top of the house of the man? It's always been a thing. It's always been a fucking competition. And you know, if they had several houses of the men were all fighting to see who had the biggest stick on top of their fucking house.
I found a 10-foot tree. No, it must be bigger. Chief says, 20 feet.
Chief have biggest stick.
Chief have big stick.
Exactly on the pillar of the man's house, which crosses the two, let's say, legs of the women, which means symbolically it's springtime.
We know what it
You have to
means.
put
All
the
right,
seed into the earth. But it all works by
It means symbolically you have to put the seed into the earth. I don't think it's
I mean, it's not wrong.
it's not wrong. It's just funny.
Well, women always represent the
This is
earth,
deep
earth, feminine
symbolism
energy,
For the fertility of the earth.
and the fertility of the tribe, right? Of the ladies.
Why is your home now stick crickets, sir? You know what? Sometimes a little curve doesn't hurt anyone, is all I'm saying. The curve is fine. It's preferable, actually.
It does hit certain things well, yes.
It does, yeah.
astronomy. They were sure that the whole universe has to do with God. Of course, the natives there, they are called the Kogis. And the Kogis had their teacher from heaven. The teacher told them the important things about astronomy. And not only this, the teachers also told them about the coming flood. Like in the Bible, they told them you must construct a ship to be saved before the great flood. Now, in all these cases, constructing a ship, be it in the Bible, Noah, be it at the Kogi up there in Colombia, which is far away from the biblical stories of, in all these cases, it was not just a miraculous God who by shake hand are making this. Here is a ship. So like a miracle now, they always used technology. Constructing a ship is technology. And constructing a ship means you need some time. It's not the story of the great flood that simply somebody told them it is coming. They knew in advance, and at least 1 year in advance, if not more, that the great flood would come. Otherwise, you have no time to construct a ship. So who were these beings who knew in advance that the gigantic flood would arrive? Here again, we end with extraterrestrials. They had the knowledge seen from outer space. They knew what was coming. They knew, for example, that it is possible that the pole would change, the magnetic pole would change. They knew it in advance. That's why they give some of the human group time to construct the ship. In old Sumeria, there is a so-called King's List. The King's List is today in the British Museum in London. There you can read the oldest kings before the Great Flood.
I've seen that. I saw that when I was in London.
The King's List say, and after the flood, the gods descended again from the sky to the human. The same situation we have in Colombia. These Kogi, if we seen it from a technical point of view, they would be primitive. These Kogi knew about the great flood. They constructed a ship. And again, in the Kogi mythology, they say, after the water disappeared, the gods descended again from the sky. The same situation like in the Sumerian legend. I have studied so many myths and legends, and practically every old culture knows about the flood, including the Maya, for example. Or you go to Greek mythology, there we have Plato, and Plato speaks about the great flood which was coming. Now, Plato had no contact with the Maya. The Maya were living in Central America, and they all have the same stories because it was a great flood. And all they have the same story, say that a god was coming from the sky, was warning them, give them time to construct the ship. And after the flood, when the water disappeared, the gods descended again from the sky. Humans, some thousands of years ago, they were taught by extraterrestrials, and the extraterrestrials told them, please make this monument astronomically. I was just a few months ago, I was in Indonesia. And in Indonesia, there is a place with the name Gunung Padang. It's in the jungle. Nobody practically was there. And archaeology says this place must be 23,000 years old. Very, very old. And the whole place is composed of really 10,000s of stone blocks. They are volcanic, of volcanic origin, and we call them basalt. The material is basalt. It's very, very hard. And we have no idea who transported all these blocks up to that place. Now, 23,000 years ago, it's very, very long. There must have been teachers. Or another place, Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe is in Turkey today.
Göbekli Tepe. Oh my God.
And
Göbekli
Tepe is again one of the very, very old
Yeah, we did a
places,
whole episode about
dated
this.
at least 11,000 BC. And we have no reason why somebody made some stone structures in Göbekli Tepe. I have a speculation why. Because today, Göbekli Tepe is very near.
Yeah,
It's
with-
about 10 kilometers
he says it.
away from the
What? You're just laughing at how he
I'm
pronounces
just
it?
Göbekli Tepe. It's just like I know it's hard. But it cracks me up. It's so cute. It sounds like it's being played backwards. It's just with love. It's adorable.
place where our progenitor Abraham was living.
Progenitor.
And Abraham again was writing about extraterrestrials. There is an old text called the Abraham Apocryphic. And there Abraham, he says he was sitting outside his tent. Then he heard a noise in the sky. Some beings descended from the sky, and he clearly say they were not human. And these beings tell to our father Abraham, if you wish, we take you out of your planet. You can see your planet from upside. And Abraham says yes, and they go up there. Of course, he understands nothing. Finally, he's coming to a gigantic place which is turning always around its own axis in the orbit in our planet. And Abraham says, but I wish to fall downward to the earth. If someone wishes to fall downward to the earth, that means he cannot be on earth. And then he says, the high place on which we stood, once he turned always upside down and upside down. Of a sudden, I saw the earth up and I saw the stars down. Soon, as you are in a mother spaceship, this mother spaceship will always turn around its own axis, because by doing so, you create an artificial gravity, centrifugal force. But Abraham could not have known this. Abraham was brought up there. All what we have made, we translated it completely wrong. We said Abraham was in heaven. I'm sorry, heaven was space and nothing else. All this is important to know. So many of our ancestors were brought into the heaven. Now coming back to Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe is just about 10 kilometers away, where Abraham had his stories when he was brought up to the sky. So I suggest maybe in honor of these beings who brought him up, they created this gigantic place, Göbekli Tepe. But that's just one of the speculations. We just today know that, of course, the 3 pyramids are again orientated astronomically. And the 3 pyramids, according to modern theories, they represent the belt of the star Orion. Now, the oldest god in Egypt was Osiris, but Osiris and Orion is the same thing, even in the writing form in the hieroglyphs. In my opinion, ancient structures were made by humans, not by the extraterrestrials, but it was the extraterrestrials who guided them, who teach them, who give them the knowledge how to do it. But all the dirty job, we did it. And why have they done it? Simply for us. The extraterrestrials, they knew, of course, that these gigantic stone monuments would survive for thousands and thousands of years. So in a far future, humans will see these stone structures and they will ask the same questions as we ask today. How is this possible? Why have they made such an effort simply for astronomy, such an effort with stones, moving stones around? And then they ask the same questions which we ask now. Why have our ancestors done this? For what purpose? And that's all what you have to know, because this brings you to questions. And what we need for solutions are first the questions. That's exactly what we leave today. We have the questions because of these gigantic structures. Were there extraterrestrial teachers? My answer is yes, of course. They were extraterrestrials. Because in my profession, I do not
We
have
have
all
trained
these
our
stone
chat
structures.
well.
I
Thanks,
know, of
Bob.
course,
Thanks. Yeah.
the world mythology. I know the relations. I know the old holy books. You put all together, no way out. This planet, our Stone Age people, were visited by beings from outer space. They were the teachers in astronomy. And for them, our ancestors made these gigantic stone structures.
I think it all goes into German after this. That might be the last one.
That might be the last one.
Yeah, I think the rest of them are in
I'm Erich.
German.
Where do we leave off? We saw teachers. No, we got one more. What Erich von Däniken discovered about UFO tracking and Mars anomalies at secret bases.
Oh, good. Okay.
And then, so we got one more. Why the monuments were built and why they're still not finished.
Okay, cool.
Got that one too. Adam and Eve, fallen angels, and alien gods, and the Ark. We like 4 more.
All right, perfect. Great.
That's
Okay.
that's great. That's like about a half hour of content.
Yeah, that's perfect.
We're good. I'm gonna start this next one, Jennifer, but I gotta pee, so I'm just gonna let it play. I'll be back in like 2 minutes, okay?
Right on.
Imagine we humans, we would be able to make space travel in bigger distance. Where would we go? Our scientific community would sit together and ask, where should we go? Let's start with our own solar system. Should we go to Jupiter? No. Jupiter is a giant. Jupiter's gravity would kill us immediately. Should we go to Mercury? No. Mercury is close to the sun. The planet's surface is very, very hot, roughly 500 degrees Celsius, etc. What should we do on Mercury? Simply burn? So we humans, we look before we start for a planet which has similar conditions than the one we are, because we want to survive there. We want to use our tools. So we look before we start. Where do we go? The same thing happened with extraterrestrials. Wherever they came from, their home planet cannot have been completely different to us. It must be a planet similar to Earth. Otherwise, they could not have survived here on this planet. So the question, where did they come from? We cannot answer, but it must have been an Earth-like planet. Now, our astronomers today find daily, practically, more planetary systems. So we have to look which ones are the closest to us. Probably they came from there. We have space probes out there. For example, some years ago, NASA has sent a space probe to the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt is composed of hundreds of thousands of blocks. Some of them are very small, others are very big. The biggest of the block is an asteroid with the name of Ceres. Ceres has a diameter of 930 kilometers, quite a big block. We even speak of a small moon. Now, the NASA probe has arrived at Ceres. has surrounded Ceres, has sent wonderful pictures to our planet Earth in high quality. One of the pictures shows a rectangular in the ground. Now again, we humans look for the next reasonable scientific answer before we go to speculations. But more and more of these pictures came to the Earth, and we clearly know there are no intelligent beings up there. There is no life up
There's
there.
barely any
but
here,
we find
too.
the signs of a rectangular. Somebody must have made it thousands of years ago in the past. Somewhere must have been there. Or our space probes today are on Mars. They surround Mars. A small robot with the name of Curiosity is rolling over Mars. And again, we receive pictures from the surface of the Mars. And some of these pictures clearly show structures which are not normal. Again, we look for the next plausible answer, and sooner or later we have no more plausible answer. If ethnologists visit another tribe, ethnologists try to help the tribe, but they would not tell them how to construct a weapon, for example, a rifle. They would not tell them how to construct a car, because they have nothing. They have no electricity, they have no metal, they have no nothing. So all what they give is curiosity and new genes which make them intelligent. And the development goes by itself. Time doesn't matter in the universe. We had time now 3,000-4,000 years to develop our high technological society. But that was not coincidence. We had no other way because we have curiosity in us. We will recognize the extraterrestrials because they are similar to us. They are, of course, wiser to us. Their technological standard is much more advanced than ours, because if they would not be much more advanced, they could never have reached us. You know the distance between the stars are measured in light years. So if you don't have the technology, you cannot reach it, even if they have developed something like overspeed of light. In our society, we say, according to Einstein, overspeed of light is not possible. But with the big distances, there must be a way for overspeed of light. They know it. They know the way how to do it. So they are much more advanced than we. We will recognize them. At the same time, they are wise. You know, these extraterrestrials who have technology to reach out distances of light years, they are not stupid again. These are not animal-like beings who just reach the distances to kill others. It makes no sense. They are wise, they are soft, they are helpful, they are understanding to us, and not just animals who are there to kill us like we have it in some science fiction pictures. I was one of these figures which already 30 years ago was in Colorado in the mountain called Space Command. I was one of there. At that time, it was a secret visit. And I saw they observe everything around the Earth, everything. They said, you see, this is exactly the Soyuz satellite, whatever numbers it, and said, well, this is calculated. I said, no, it's exactly now over America and every position there. Of course, I asked them about UFOs. Have you ever, with your observations, see UFO? They said, of course. I said, what do you say to it? Said, we can't say nothing. They are too fast. Their speed is so incredible, and they make some maneuvers, rectangular maneuvers, which we cannot imitate. So we know for sure it's something different, but we don't have to be afraid of it. Of course, in Space Command, here in the giant mountain here, they know it, but they don't go to public. Professor Dr. John Mack was a professor at Harvard University. I knew him. We have been together just between us for quite some time. And I asked him, how many extraterrestrials do exist out there? And he said there are 100,000 of different forms of extraterrestrials out there.
No shit.
Some of them are humans, and we probably only get in contact with the more or less human form of extraterrestrials. But there are 100,000 of different forms of there. We just don't know it. Other dimensional beings might well exist. My knowledge is too poor to understand this. But on the other hand, my fantasy accepts for gigantic distances to beings which have no more body, which just exist in a spiritual way. This is absolutely possible. It makes sense. It could even be that in our evolution, some 100,000 years in the future, we do not need our body anymore, because we don't need to be fed anymore and to drink and whatever. So we leave our body and we become spiritual intelligences. I think this makes a certain sense, at least in my dreams. We travel around our planet. We know all existing cultures today. And there are still cultures which are in a stage of Stone Age, somewhere in the upper Amazon River, etc. But none of them are slaves of extraterrestrials. Zachariah Sitchin, my colleague who died, he was of the opinion in the past, thousands of years ago, the extraterrestrials used us as slaves. And it makes a certain sense, because they used our labor, our work, etc. But today, I don't see this anymore. We would know it. We know the cultures on Earth. We have satellites all over. We can visit all the cultures. None of them is enslaved by extraterrestrials. We have religions, and we are educated in our religions, and now we learn that most of these things are wrong. So we lose our ground. We lose our reason of life. We say we have been living here and praying, and we went to church, and we were adoring some gods and making designs and technology in the name of them. And now we realize it was not spiritual, it was all extraterrestrials. They are technologically ahead of us. They simply visit us. We are the primitives in their eyes. So we will lose a lot. And a contact between extraterrestrials and us in the beginning would be a shock. That's why, by the way, they do it in a soft way with crop circles, etc. They had the technology to do it in a hard way, but they do it in a soft way, and because they understand how we react. So it's reasonable, even from the scientific community, and sometimes even for the government, to go forward in a slow way with that information, not just shock mankind. I have many speeches worldwide, and my lectures are quite impressive. You see wonderful things. And at the end of every speech, I say to the audience, dear ladies and gentlemen, this is not a question of believe it or not. I would turn myself in my tomb if some idiots come up and make a sort of religion or sect of Erich von Däniken's knowledge. So why I am doing what I'm doing? Because I want that mankind see all this information from the past from another angle, which brings us another answer and another spirit of the world. That's my duty. I want to change the spirit of time. I guess some of the astronomers, some of the genetics, they know already what is going on, but they do not go to public because their own colleagues say, please don't. You make us ridiculous. You make our scientific society ridiculous because the people will not believe it to you. We have to do it softly, step by step, not just like a shock. And I think this is the feeling of the ETs too. Do it softly, not shock the humans.
Don't shock the humans. We scare easily.
I met in my life different people from the scientific community or from the military community who showed me and expressed me something which I should not go to public, but I know it, I have seen it. This is why I am so sure, so self-sure that I'm sitting on the right horse. I know much more than what I publish because some things should not be published.
No, everything should be published. I hope he published everything before he died. There's gonna be like some secret fucking manuscript somewhere. with like, here's all the shit I wanted to tell you, but like that's just like inconsiderate if he doesn't do that. That's bullshit. Okay. Why these monuments were built and still aren't finished.
Dun, dun, dun.
Unsere Vorfahren meinten, die Außerirdischen seien Götter.
Oh no,
Heute
it's in German.
wissen wir.
Ah,
es besser.
German! Ah! Dang. Dang, it was tricky. It didn't look like it was in German, but it was in German. Let's see. Is there any other that's not in German? Adam and Eve, fallen angels, and alien gods.
Let's see.
Oh, this isn't in German. Actually, I'm interested in this.
I was educated as a strict Catholic.
Yes. English.
And I was
Yay.
educated in a boarding school
Anglais.
for 6 years, led by Jesuits.
Comprenez-vous?
I knew the Bible. We translated parts of the Bible from Greek to Latin and from Latin to German. So I really know what I'm talking about. And while making these translations, as a boy, I realized that the God of the Bible cannot be a real God. I mean, something which is a real God is a question of definition. God, for me, has to have some qualities. For example, God makes no mistakes. God would not need a vehicle in which to move around from point A to point B. God is all
Why does
over.
God need a
Of course,
spaceship?
God makes no mistakes. He knows what he's talking about.
The Star Trek
Now, in the
reference.
Bible,
anyway.
we found a God. He made some mistakes. He made some errors. He even admitted errors, etc. He uses a vehicle to move from point A to point B. The result was I had simply doubts in my own Christian education. And I wanted to know if other communities in antiquity have similar stories than we have. That's why it all started with Chariots of the Gods. Now, in beginning the Bible, the second book of Moses, the Lord, before he descends from heaven to earth, he gives order to Moses. Moses should create a gate around the holy mountain so that the people would not come close by. Otherwise, the people would be destroyed. So Moses constructs a gate around the mountain. The Israelites are on a safe distance. And then the Lord descends with smoke, fire, trembling, loud noise. In the Bible it says, and the mountain looked like an oven, like a fire.
That's ominous.
So
An
my
oven.
God is a spiritual being. My God does not need a vehicle in which to move around, come down, smoke, fire, loud noise, trembling, etc. So that's why in the Bible we find many descriptions about extraterrestrials. We simply translated it wrong. Some unknown thousands of years ago, a group of extraterrestrials arrived here. And that was not coincidence. Because again, long before, millions of years ago, they created life simply by infecting a certain region of their Milky Way with DNA. They knew exactly that only on planets which are similar than the one they came, some life would be evolved. So they knew in advance that they will come to Earth and they will find forms of life. And one of these forms of life was our ancestor. Let's call him, in a non-scientific way, an ape. They simply took one example of it, took one simple cell and changed the DNA in the cell. This cell grows, multiply, and then they put it into the womb of a female of the same species. This female, after a certain amount of months, will give birth to a child. The child has definitely the evolution of the parents. I mean, the skeletons, the bones, the mouse and all thing. But because of this artificial mutation, the child now grows out of evolution. All our family members, still today, the apes, the chimpanzees, the gorillas, whatever, we are all the same family tree. They are still stupid. If they learn something, they learn it from us. The chimpanzees who can't speak, we tell them so. But they are still stupid. Only one
Changed in the
species,
human line.
Homo sapiens sapiens, out of the same family tree has become intelligent, learned the language because of an artificial mutation made from the same family tree. Now, as soon as you want to have a new population, you need at least 2, female and male. And then you end in the story of Adam and Eve.
Adam.
And the gods created humans according their own image. We are the offsprings of them. That's why they understand us today. They could have destroyed us and killed us throughout thousands of years, anytime, but they were never doing it. We belong to the same family. So Adam and Eve were a creation by an artificial mutation made out of the family tree of our primitive ancestors. This does not contradict evolution, by the way. Of course, we have evolution until the chimpanzee, and they still exist. But because of the artificial mutation, Adam and Eve, we are the Homo sapiens sapiens. Before the gods, the so-called gods, left our planet, in the Bible, the paradise, they told them, you humans, you can do everything, whatever you like. Rule over the planet, rule over the plants and over the trees, rule about everything, except one thing you're never allowed to do. Have sex with your own family, but the ones which are not mutated. Because only 2, Adam and Eve,
Don't fuck the monkeys.
and their sons and daughters later, they can cross together. Soon as one of them would have a sexual intercourse with their own family, apes, the figure of the chromosomes at that time are still the same. They would create some monster. In the Bible, they say some giants. That was the reason for the great flood. Not only according to the Bible, according to the book of Enoch. They clearly say to Enoch, we will bring now a flood to destroy all these giants and mixed creatures which exist in the meantime on the planet Earth.
Okay, can
So
we just point something out
flood-
here?
Yes, what?
Boys are gross. Okay, what do you really need to tell them to not fuck the monkeys? I mean, and yet they did. He was just saying that that's the whole thing. That was the whole reason for the flood, is because there were all these bad, misshapen creatures because the DNA
You
was.
know, Jennifer, the Anunnaki was fucking everything that moved, apparently. And so maybe
Fair.
they didn't have the best role models in this
Fair.
regard. I mean, it's like...
That's a fair point. I just it's like, please stop sticking
You
your
would
dick in
think that
things.
instinct would take over, but then again, I mean...
You never
like-
hear women doing this. It's always the boy. Like, stop sticking your dick in stuff. Stop it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that particular equipment. I can't speak to that
I
proclivity.
mean, oh my god. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the coincidence.
Thanks for that image, though, Jennifer. I
The
really
gods
appreciate this
created it.
being forced to think about that question.
Imagine
He said it.
a
It
normal
was-
I
ship
know, but then
in the
you
ocean
extrapolated.
200 years ago. So they are maybe for weeks on the ship, on board the ship. Now they came to an island with beautiful girls. What do? They have sex. The same thing happened with the extraterrestrials. They were for maybe hundreds of years in their spaceships. They were working in their spaceship.
Just
The
gotta do
astronauts.
it, don't you?
Now they came to the planet Earth. And as the Bible says, they saw
begat.
that the daughters of men were beauty.
They
So they took
begat.
them to wife. By the way, in sort
Yep.
of the Bible translation, they say the fallen angels saw that the daughters of men were beauty, and they took them to wife.
Earth women are hot.
What is a
Yeah,
fallen
I
angel?
say.
They who descended. And not only in the Bible, you find this absolutely clear again in the book of Enoch. They clearly say the guardians of the sky, they had a mutiny on board. Some of them wanted to have sex with beautiful humans. They wanted to have sexual contact with them. But it was forbidden to do so. That's written in the book of Enoch.
Ooh.
So they make a mutiny. Enoch gives even the names
We're
of
gonna plow the
36
humans.
of these
Join the
extraterrestrial
rebellion.
figures, which say, we want to go down there, we want to have sex, we want to do this, even if it's against what the Lord.
They
Lord
were
is the commander of the
determined. They
spaceship,
they were determined to fuck the humans apparently, and you know that's that's the story of Adam and Eve, kids. That's the story of Adam and Eve. All right, we got one more. The Ark of the Covenant, ancient tech or divine artifact. 8 minutes. Let's go.
All right.
In the story of Moses, together with his brother Aaron, goes to the holy mountain, and the Lord gives him precise measurements for the arch. He says, you must construct this object so long, so large, so high, etc. You must use this sort of metal. And then he even says to Moses, and make it exactly like the original you see here.
Yeah.
So there was an original.
Hey, thanks, Naruto, for the super chat. Did you see you can now replay with audio comments in the comments section? So if a person comments something dumb, you can... No shit. I can now leave audio comments where I yell at people for saying stupid shit. You know what? That's like a whole new fucking world. That is a whole new level of me berating my audience when they're being massive fucking retards. Has this opened up a whole new world of opportunities? I think so.
I don't know if Karlyn needs any more tools, you guys.
I think so. You know, I've recently, and maybe some might frown upon this. I've recently decided that conservative retards on Twitter have gotten so bad that I'm going to use Twitter now for two things. I'm going to use it to just distribute clickbait content so that I can, like, you know, profit off of their obvious outrage addiction, because like that makes me money, and the more money I have, the more bags I can buy on Whatnot, because like my Whatnot budget is coming from my extra content, but like my Twitter revenue, my Rumble revenue, which usually isn't really like, you know, it's actually been pretty good lately if I'm being honest about it. But like I have a budget I'm working with here, and if I increase the amount of clickbait I do on Twitter, I increase the number of luxury items I can buy on Whatnot, and that makes me happy. So we're gonna do that. And also number two, I am going to be extremely emotionally abusive of conservative retards, because I just feel like that's the right decision. I feel like I need an outlet to work through these feelings that I have to deal with every single day from these people being absolute fucking retards in my feed. So I'm just like, I'm taking the, like, people thought I was emotionally abusive before. Oh no. We are entering in. When does Aries start, Jennifer? We are entering in to the month of narcissism. The emotional abusiveness of my Twitter feed is just going to go up and up and up. We haven't even started to peak yet.
In a couple weeks before Aries, I think.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting close. And I do not apologize, because fuck them. And you know what? I just really feel like I need to cause conservatives, not all conservatives. You're a smart conservative. I'm not talking about you. But I need to cause retard conservatives just a significant amount of pain until they either wake the fuck up or just acknowledge that I'm better than them and go away.
Yeah, so there's a difference between conservatives and retard conservatives.
Yes, there is.
And I agree with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, non-retarded conservatives know this. They're like, Karlyn, I know exactly. They know. I don't have to explain this to the non-retard conservatives. It's only the retard conservatives who think they know everything. And quite frankly, I think they make everyone miserable. And I think people will enjoy watching me be just extremely emotionally abusive.
Okay. I mean, you know, it's your jam, dude. And also, it is relieving as an audience member to see people like say, just clear the air, say the thing we're all thinking.
Yeah, like literally shut the fuck up. I have no, listen, I've been pushed to within an inch of my sanity by these people, Jennifer. Yeah. I can't take it anymore. And you know, they're relentless. It's been every day of my life for 6 years. I tried to be nice, and you know, they didn't want to listen. And you know, so that's gonna be the way it is. But
it's a retard thing. I mean, I think retards in any sect, they ruin it for the decent people every time, and it is your job now to chip them away and take them down.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. And also, when I'm emotionally abusive towards them, they get even more pissed off at me, which leads to more replies in my Twitter, which leads to More revenue.
More purses and sunglasses.
More purses. Exactly. The more I piss off conservatives, the more things I can buy on Whatnot. See, this is like, it's like a win-win-win-win-win for everyone involved.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe possibly more retweets and things so that you get more exposure, and then you find some smart people trickle in and go, okay, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an IQ test. We see if people pass the IQ test by how many people end up on my stream going, what the fuck is that dumb leftist saying? And then they realize I'm not a leftist at all, and they were lied to. And then they become my biggest fans, and then they send me in lots of super chats and channel memberships and stuff like that. But that is true. That's actually been some of my most committed supporters have found my content because someone else was talking shit about me, and they're like, what the fuck is this about? And they're like, oh, this isn't what we were told at all.
Nice. We love this.
Yep.
And Moses made the first copy. Later, Moses came back from the holy mountain to his people, and the people were hungry, and they could find nothing to eat. Now in the Bible, it says that the Ark of the Covenant was connected together with the strange beings, maybe a machinery, which is called the oldest of the day. This you do not find in the Bible, you find it in the Kabbalah.
The
and
Kabbalah?
This oldest of the day produced manna. That means
it's over.
The manna machine, it was a machine who produced manna. Manna was just a ground nutrition. With manna, you mixed all kinds of things. That needed energy. The energy comes from the Ark of the Covenant. You see, the Ark of the Covenant was an absolute dangerous object. And the Ark of the Covenant definitely had radioactivity. In the second book of the
radioactivity,
case, the Ark of the Covenant is transported. And one of the priests, his name is
Ark of the
Uzzah,
Covenant was nuclear?
simply because there was a moment where the Ark looked as if she would fall from the wagon.
Made people sick.
One of the priests, his name was Uzzah, he touched the Ark. And at the same second, he died, like from an electricity power. And in the book of Samuel, it says, everyone who came too close to the Ark of the Covenant died. And they describe how they died. Their skin became pale. Their nails on fingers and feet fell out. They were blind, etc. So they were afraid of the Ark of the Covenant, and freely, by free will, they brought it back to Israel. The Israelites the next morning saw that the Ark of the Covenant were here again.
I love it. I love it. They had this thing that was making everyone sick and making their fingernails and toenails fall out. And they're like, I know, let's bring it to Israel. I'm like, actually, good instincts, ancient ones. Good instincts.
Oh, dear.
With 4 horses, the horses were already near dead. The children of Israel were dancing around the Ark of the Covenant, praying to the Lord that the Ark of the Covenant is back finally from the land of the enemy.
Yes,
and at that morning, so says the Bible, 72 of the Israelites died, including children.
That's too bad.
What have these children done wrong?
Tragic.
The only thing, they were too close to the Ark of the Covenant, because the Ark of the Covenant was absolutely dangerous. You know, Aaron was the priest, the brother of Moses. And Aaron was the one who created a new priesthood. Only those ones are allowed to go close to the Ark of the Covenant. They had to wear separate suits, 7 times woven, separate clothes. The Ark of the Covenant was dangerous because it was in reality a plutonium reactor. Plutonium reactors are used today in our satellites. If you need a satellite who needs power for 20 or 40 years, you need a miniature plutonium reactor. Plutonium reactors are never used on Earth because they are incredibly dangerous. Plutonium is really dangerous. Just a little piece, a powder of plutonium can kill thousands of people. It's a very, very high radioactivity. That's why we use it only in satellites, and they never tell it to the humans. But in these satellites, the energy came from plutonium reactors. So finally, the Ark of the Covenant was back with the Israelites. 72 of them died. They continued their trip, and Solomon created the first temple. Solomon put the Ark of the Covenant in a temple, in a holy place. Then Solomon, by the way, he had some flying machines. Solomon could fly all the time. This flying machines of Solomon is not part of the Bible, is part of the so-called Kebra Negest. The Kebra Negest is the book of the kings of Ethiopia. There you read about the flying machines,
the flying
of
carpet.
King Solomon.
Sweet.
They even say how fast it was. So in one day, he made the distance of 30 days if you would go on the ground. Anyhow, Solomon created a temple and had a separate room for the Ark of the Covenant. Now Solomon, because he can fly, he had a girlfriend, the Queen of Sheba, in today's Ethiopia. He visited her different times, and they had a boy together. He went to visit his father Solomon. So he came from today's Ethiopia with the caravan, with many camels, and came to Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem, Bainalechem said to his father Solomon, my mother, the Queen of Sheba, which you love so sehr, has some problems for enemy. And she asked me to come to Jerusalem, that I should bring the Ark of the Covenant to Ethiopia, to the Queen of Sheba. Because the people who have the Ark of the Covenant, they always have power, she said. Now Solomon said to his son, this is impossible. My own people, my priest, would kill me if I would allow you to take the Ark of the Covenant out of the Temple of Jerusalem. But the boy was finally the son of Solomon. He was a priest himself. So at night, he went with the few followers into the temple, into the room where the Ark of the Covenant was standing. He made an exact copy of it. They went out again. And outside the walls of Jerusalem, his artists created a copy of the Ark of the Covenant. At night, they made the priest of Solomon drunken. They went into the temple. They stole the original Ark of the Covenant, and they put the copy there. The next morning, the priest didn't even realize it. It took 2 or 3 days before they realized that not the original is anymore in the Temple of Jerusalem. It is a copy. Now Solomon, he knew exactly it was my son. He went with his horses to follow, but he could never reach him because Bainalechem, with the Ark of the Covenant, again was flying in one of these flying machines to today's Ethiopia. So the original of the Ark of the Covenant arrived, in fact, at today's Ethiopia. The Queen of Sheba, she was very, very happy. Thousands of people surrounded the Ark of the Covenant, and thousands of people died. Again, with the same sickness as we had before in the second book of the Kings. Now the Queen of Sheba was afraid of the Ark of the Covenant. She realized that this object is dangerous. She put it down in a hole in the ground. And exactly there, today, in the Ethiopian city of Aksum, the cathedral of the Holy Virgin Mary is standing. Now this is Coptical Christianity in Ethiopia. And a few years ago, the head of the Coptical church was in Switzerland shortly and in Germany. And one journalist asked him, do you know about the Ark of the Covenant? Is it true that this is in Ethiopia under the church of the Holy Virgin Mary? And the chief said, yes, I was one of them who saw the Ark of the Covenant. This object is not from this planet. This object is from another planet. So sometimes I'm asked by the critics, where are the proofs for extraterrestrials? The Ark of the Covenant, even if only a piece of it has survived, would be a final proof. But that's a question of religion. The religions would never allow us to go down there and to make scientific researches on this object. So the time is not ripe for it. We have to change again the spirit of time.
The religions won't allow. Jeff, that's like the perfect note. Oh, that's not good. How about that?
Yeah. Extreme close up.
Yeah, I know. The religions won't allow it. The religions will not allow us to research this. Yep. Checkmate. Yep. Checkmate. Good.
Religions, the government, the lizard people. Like nobody wants us normies to know the truth.
Yeah.
Keep us in control.
But you know what? Listen, I mean, I hear aliens might be coming back. There's some prophecy that as soon as all this bullshit with Iran started, the aliens were like, all right, well, it's time to we need to go take care of this shit before those retards destroy the world. Because so we might be getting an alien invasion, and that would, I think, be pretty great.
I'm trying to find. I found the stream I was talking about last night at Max Movie Night, and I'm gonna kind of re-listen to it to see if I can find where he said that. But it's like a 2.5 hour long stream. But I thought it may be really fun for us to cover. There's another one too that AJ does in his basement series that is from a real life Templar. That is
really
fascinating.
I would love to watch that from a real life Templar.
A real Templar, because they're still around.
No.
Yeah. And I was like, oh man, and the dude is like, he talks about the things that are not secret. And so he's revealing lots and lots of stuff. But there's a couple things that he touches on. He's like, I can't talk about that because it's still like secret Templar knowledge. Otherwise, why would we be the Templars if we didn't have secrets? So
I would love to watch that. I think that'd be a really good episode, actually.
I think what I might do is let me locate where I think it's Chris Bledsoe, where he talks about that prophecy kind of thing, and we just listen to that snip, and then we can watch the Templar one.
All right. Well, that sounds awesome. Well, good first episode back after hiatus.
Yeah,
a relaxed episode. It's so weird that your room is painted and it doesn't look cool anymore. Now it's like a college apartment, but you know what? That's okay. All for the greater good, to sell the fucking house and to get the fuck out of Colorado.
Yeah.
So that's
very
good.
Vanilla here right now. It's bleh.
Do you have any announcements before we wrap up?
Yeah, just this coming movie night, we are doing March Madness. Let me pull up my master movie night list. March Madness, and not basketball. This is actually like it's just, I love alliteration. So it's mad, just kind of mad stuff. A lot of dystopian things are happening. Of course, we did the epic Tron 1 and 2.
Yeah, I didn't make it. I had to bounce. I was like, I give up. I'm going to bed.
I think we had like 8 people left by the end of it. It was so long. So this Sunday we are celebrating a birthday, a friend of us, Retro Chris's birthday, and we're doing the original Planet of the Apes.
Oh, good. That's a great fucking movie. That'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to that.
Speaking of fucking monkeys, I've been wanting to show this movie. This is one of those movies that has been pushed aside over and over in favor of other things, not naming names. So we will be finally watching Planet of the Apes. After that, Blazing Saddles. And then we have Brazil. If you have not seen Terry Gilliam's Brazil, it is an epic treat, and you need to watch this. And then 12 Monkeys, the original 12 Monkeys. So that's our March Madness. Mac B for Monday Marxism March is going to be doing Fahrenheit 451 this coming Monday.
He's doing Animal Farm.
Oh, is he doing? Oh, okay, then he's got his list out of order. I keep telling him he's got to update this because I do these announcements. I need to know what's what. No, so he's got Animal. That's right. The live action Animal Farm.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think he's doing Fahrenheit 451. Then he's got the interview, and he might also be doing Soylent Green, because I believe there's 5 Sundays and 5 Mondays.
Soylent Green, the first ever official movie night movie. Soylent Green, man. I fucking love that movie.
It's great. Well, I mean, relevant. Yeah. It's awesome. It's epic. It's and you know what? I'm kind of in favor of those death chambers where you just get to like watch pretty images.
Oh yeah.
Go to sleep. Like I'm like down with that. Yeah.
That's a beautiful fucking way to die. You're going out on your own terms. You're choosing to do it. It's nice and peaceful. There's no pain. Yeah. That's the thing I'm scared about most with death. I'm not actually afraid of like dying. I'm not afraid. Like I'm actually excited to see what happens when we die. Like I want to know what fucking happens. But like I don't want to be in pain. I don't want it to be prolonged agony. I don't want to be laying in a hospital fucking bed forever. I don't want to be there's all sorts of miserable things that can happen during the dying process, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like that idea. And I don't want to be afraid either. That's the other thing. Like I don't want to be afraid of it.
See, I'm not. I'm like
Well, no, I mean, like if you're in a situation where the water is rising, you know, like
you're drowning or something. Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck that shit. That would suck. That would really suck. Yeah.
Nope. But yeah, so that's what we got coming up for movie nights this March. And people were asking for my YouTube channel in the chat, so I was gonna send it to you. To throw that in there. Someone was asking at the beginning. I just need to find myself and put the link. I'm just gonna Google myself because it's fun, you guys. It's amazing. All right, so here's that is. And I will send it to you, and then that will be the end of that. My website is always linked in my descriptions if anybody wants to look at books. I saw a couple people saying they like smut or their wives like smut. So please come support your local.
I'm putting that
and then
chat over here.
Yep.
I put it on Rumble
Thank
as
you.
well.
Appreciate
if
you.
you want to subscribe to Jenna Fire's YouTube channel, please feel free to do so. Support Jenna Fire. She does good. She really supports the community, so we got to make sure to support her.
Thank you. I try. This is a great community. Everybody who's joined, the new people are like, I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad I'm here. And it speaks volumes about our dear leader who, everything sprouts from the top. So
we are a bastion of sanity in the middle of the internet, and I will keep it that way. And I will gatekeep the ever-loving fuck out of this community. If anyone tries to destroy my little bastion of sanity that I have carved out, that's not going to go well for them.
Good. Yeah. I'm taking a page from your book a little bit with my own Discord with my writers. I'm trying to be real judicious with like who comes in, and if anybody causes problems, I'm like, I have like a 1 strike rule. kind of
really,
thing.
Like, and it sucks because like you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but like one thing I've learned is that there's so many crazy people on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's just like you never know when they're gonna lose it, and it's just like I'm sorry, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Like this is not going to fucking work.
Well, and with my writing Discord, I can't bring politics into it.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of twitchy people out there that get very activated and very triggered, and sometimes we get a little comfy and it's just spouting our opinions, and I have to kind of go, nope. We are here to be writers and support writing, and we need to not worry about that stuff, please. So yeah, it's an interesting new realm dealing with people who are used to the wokeness, who are part of the wokeness in writing, and there are lots of them, and specifically try to channel it in their stories. And I have to just kind of smile and nod, and just go on my merry way and be very quiet. But when it's my own Discord, then I might have a little more to say. So
wow, you'll figure it out. You always do.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, I guess that's all we have for DISENRAGE for tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, we do DISENRAGE on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. normally, but we pushed it back because we had a thing earlier today. And I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be having another spy stream tomorrow. Maybe it'll be even a public. Maybe I'm just going to do all the spy streams public this week. Maybe I'm just like in that type of mood. We'll have to see how it goes. But it's currently scheduled to be a supporter exclusive. But like, I don't know. I don't know. I might be feeling sassy after today's win of the DSA announcing in the middle of their meeting that I was streaming them live on the internet. That just felt really good, and so maybe I want to create more of that. Maybe we'll see.
I'd like to thank the DSA for this recognition.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's basically what happened. That's what I'm gonna do now. Be like,
thank you. Yes.
Thank you for the award, DSA. Thank you. You assured all your members you were gonna find me and get me out, and you totally failed. And sorry. It's so fucking funny. This is like me versus 100,000 members in the DSA. It's like I'm the only person on the internet fucking going in and recording this. This is like me versus a massive fucking socialist organization. But
you're like the mouse that scares the elephant.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Literally.
Yeah. Anyway, fun times. All right, Jenna Fire, thank you so much for for being my amazing co-host on the show. Thank you guys in the audience for joining us tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed a little break and from the nonsense. And we will see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye.